Indeed, don't ever forget that, man. Don't you ever forget that. What's going on, people? Please do me a favor. It's another show. 3 shows in one day today. 3 shows in one day. You can't ask for any more than that. That's dedication at its best. Let's be honest here, people. I've got, obviously, Anton here. I've got Uncle Roz here. Tonight, we're going to do a late one. Because we're overexcited at the moment, people. Florian Wirtz, man, coming to Liverpool, choosing Liverpool, over Bayern Munich. Who would have thought? I mean, I don't think we normally get that. And, a lot of people said Liverpool ain't a Paul anymore. Do you remember that, people? Are we forgetting that? Liverpool is a Paul. And look what's happened. We've got, obviously, Florian Wirtz coming through the door. This should be announced very soon as well, from what I've heard. It's going to be probably next day, maybe. I don't know. It's just going to be very, very soon, because we don't want to have any complications in that transfer like we have in the past. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. What's going on, Mr. Anton?
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How's it going for us? You cool?
Oh, good, bro. Oh, good. Very excited, bro. I know, the screen looks different because I have to do that, just to, get the Twitter and all that stuff on the screen. So it's not that small. I mean, everybody can see you guys anyway, so it's all good. Yeah, and so what do you think, bro? Liverpool's moving quick, bro. I mean, we haven't even lift the Premier League yet, and look what's happening. What is going on?
Why not? It's only 22.
Yeah, 22, bro.
He's one of the players, the players around Europe, man. One of the best players around. Best starters. He's so clever, man. I love about this guy. He's so clever, and he's not. He's not. He's so. He does things you just don't expect. You don't see. His vision. That's his best thing. Is his vision.
Yeah.
It's his vision when he sees things. He sees the goal, sees the pass. He's very clever around the box and that, you know what I mean? And getting to the box and positionally very good as well, man.
Yeah.
And he's just there to hurt teams, man. If we've got a finisher, honestly, boy, we just need one more. One more. Just a number 9 who's gonna pop. Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Well, I compared him with a Coutinho type of player, Anton. That's what I said. I said it's a Coutinho, but with a bit more control of the ball. He doesn't lose possession as Coutinho used to. Do you remember back in the day, he used to just drive us up the wall?
Yeah.
It depends what game he turns up for. You know what I mean? But with this guy, he's got a hell of a lot of ability, Anton. It's a European version, you know what I mean, that doesn't lose a lot of possession, if you know what I mean.
Fozzie, he's the German version. He's the German version, bro. He's German. When people say German, say he's going to buy a German car, right? Either a German car or a Brazilian car, yeah? Coutinho was a Brazilian car, yeah? And this one's the German car. More people are going to buy the German car.
Yeah.
Because it's efficient, Foz. It's efficient.
Yeah.
He'll do less tricks to get away and do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He don't need to nutmeg someone to make a pass.
Yeah.
But if he has to, he can do it. And he's brilliant. You can tell. Clever player.
How excited are you, Anton, about it? Because I know you're all about the
I'm
technical
excited.
players
I'm
since we was
tired right
kids,
now.
innit? So
If this was about 6 o'clock during the day, bro,
Yeah.
I'll be going losing my mind, bro. I'll be screaming, but I'm tired now. Innit? So you get the tired side of me. You know what I mean? He's so clever. He uses both feet as well, but he operates in that half space more. He's a number 10. He operates in a half space
Yeah.
between like the left side kind of thing. He's like left, inside, left,
Can you
inside,
fit
left.
can you fit all of them? Can you fit the likes of Soboslai, McAllister, and him? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I know Trent is going to regret this move now. Let's be honest. When he sees things like that coming through the door, if you know what I mean. How can you fit all of them in one team, man? Like I'm going to put obviously the formation up there eventually. We could decide how you visualize it, like how you see it as as a team, what we can do, because when you bring in players like this, everybody talks about it in a way of these players are who you're gonna start, where can they fit? But what I've said earlier today is you can fit them all together. The season is long. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to play a lot of competitions, which is the Cups, the Champions League, and the Premier League. So you can go around that and organize it very, very well, if you know what I mean. And especially the World Cup season, a lot of the players will demand for rest in between as well, instead of like going full throttle. And I believe there's going to be in African nations anyway, isn't it, as well, during the winter. So there's going to be a lot of football being played. And Salah can go to these African nations because we're going to have the right players at the football club at the right time as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's a question about how it's going to fit, though. Where will he play? I don't think he can get in the team, mate.
And you gotta fix your mic again, man. It's going off, mate. Yes, Mr. Bejan Barnes. What's going on, brother? Bejan Barnsley, big up, brother. I hope everything is well with you. Please go and subscribe to Bejan Barnes. He's doing wonderful things on in that channel. He's got obviously Rasta Crab and Pops on there as well. Chris Angel. They got some phenomenal content creating over there, people. You're missing out. Let me just put it that way. And Uncle Rod's can attest that for me as well. At the same time, big up Jids, big up bro. I hope you're well. I know I haven't been on the spaces lately, but thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate that, brother. Lee, good evening, mate. The Wirtz news is brilliant. If we can manage to wrap the deal up, I think it's gonna happen, bro. For the way Bayern Munich have dropped out, it looks like Liverpool are in the front, seat, and we are hopefully gonna get over the line. What do you think, Uncle Ross? What's going on, bro? Let me just do Dugout. Please go subscribe to Dugout. When I started this back in 2019, Dugout and all these guys were the ones I was working with on here. They are brilliant guys. He's always helpful, always approachable as well. So listen, he knows his football. Let me just put it that way. He knows. You think I know football? You think Uncle Roz knows football? Go and check out Dugout, man. He is brilliant at what he does. Big up Scottish Bear. I'm glad you're here with us, bro. I'm glad you survived that illness that you had, and you're always welcome here over here, bro. And we always think about you, bro. I hope, just glad you're here, bro. Just glad you're here, brother. And let me just put it out there, guys. I speak to the people on the chat a lot, I really interact with everybody. Jean is suffering through an illness at the moment, so send your prayers to her as well, guys. If you know Jean, obviously she's always in the Liverpool chat. She always helps out. She's a modern, I think, most of our channels as well. So please, send your prayers to Jean, man. Jean is a wonderful person. What's going on, Uncle Rosman? How you been, man? How you been? After this news, can't hear you, mate. Can't hear you, man. You've gone invisible, man. What's going on?
Sorry about that. I was on mute. I was on mute for some reason. I was on mute. No, it's been one of those days where it's been a good day. I was watching your stream, the afternoon stream, and I was doing some stuff, and that. You know what I mean? Obviously looking after the parents and all those good things you got to do. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Finished off 2 sort of like questions I had to do to this course I'm doing, and I resubmitted it and stuff. And I just said, look, you know what? Let me sort of like start, planning my show for later on. You understand? And then, boy, this news come out about Wirtz. I was like, rah. And I thought it was cap because like somebody else put out something to that effect.
Guys, continue. Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. Somebody else put out something to that effect. Do you know what I mean? So, but when I saw like other people talk about it, then when I saw Fuzzy talking about it, I'm doing a show, I said, yo, it must be true. Do you know what I mean? Because if Fuzzy's doing it, it must be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So I just think I thought, so you know what? This is good. And I phoned my brethren Cal for comment, and I was chatting with him and stuff. And then after that, now another bit of news come out about Alvarez, blood.
For real?
Alvarez, apparently they're gonna because put it this way, they've been in talks with Atletico Madrid early this week. Yeah, they've been chatting to them as well. Yeah, and apparently at the end of the day, right, they're gonna sort of like offer Darwin Nunez and a bit and some money on top. Do you understand what I'm saying? Get Alvarez better. If we get, let me tell you something. Let me get close.
Adjust yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get close. You know what I mean, Anton? Yeah. If we get, like, obviously we've got Frimpong coming in, yeah? And I do feel we'll get Kirkes, yeah? I feel we'll get another centre back. It may not be a centre back that's sort of like, we're all thinking of. Do you know what I mean? But it'll be a centre back, good nonetheless. You understand what I'm saying, Anton? Yeah. If we get that now and we get a DM, we get a Varela as a DM. Yeah, Varela as a DM, yeah. And then obviously we've got like Wirtz coming in, yeah, right?
Yeah.
And Alvarez, and he put on a Cherky on top of that. Bro.
Yeah, it would be tasty, you know.
Do you know what it is, yeah? You know what they will say to us? They'll say to us, like, listen, you know what, right? Don't bother playing the league, yeah? We're just going to give you the title. You're going to win it anyway. Do you know what I mean, Anton?
Yeah.
Am I lying?
If we had that kind of team there, they'd be like, boys, they were like, we're only playing Champions League. That's too much, man. If we had like Turkey, him, Kirkes, why? It'd be a joke. Like,
listen, just imagine, yeah, right? Just imagine, yeah, Turkey, right? Even just Turkey and Alvarez alone. Just put sort of like Wirtz one side. I don't mean don't buy him. Just say like you're not playing him certain games, yeah, and you play Turkey and Alvarez together. Even that's worries. I mean, Bajan Barnes is saying in the comment here, he said like rumblings it may be Nketiah. I don't mind him either. I literally don't mind him either. I think he's a good left back. So that is a good shout, Bajan.
He's a centre back, but obviously left footed.
Yeah,
but he can obviously operate left side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we got him and Nketiah, I'll be all right with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, a reason why I say Kirkes, but that was one that's been talked about for a lot of times. You know what I mean? And apparently we're in talks with Bournemouth over him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, if they decide to say like, you know what, they don't want to get Kirkes, they're going to get Nketiah. I'll be fine with that. I'll be more than fine with that. I'll be more than fine with that. You know what I mean? It's like saying they're bringing me, like, if they brought me Inacio for Sporting Lisbon, I'll still be fine with that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, good shot, Bajan. Good shot.
Bro, but imagine getting all them players that you said, Alvarez as well.
Oof.
What? You know what?
I'll put my case forward for Alvarez, and I hope you like what I said.
Hey, you said it from way back. So, and you said it, and you've always stayed with it. You know what I mean? So if it came to you, it'd be kudos to you, bro. You know what I mean?
Sorry to Anton. Let me cut right? And not being funny, certain people at the day are saying what Fuzzy's been saying for a long time when it relates to Alvarez, right? Yeah. And trying to go on like they originate that. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Listen, they could steal it, Anks. We know who said it first. They could steal it. We know who said it first. It's a simple thing in football, isn't it? You, that's what we said. We've been saying it for a while. What striker do we need that can, put Liverpool into the next level? That can open up these deep line defenses and change Liverpool's fortunes on the pitch. And the reason I said him because he's got a lot of attributes. Like he can. He can be a number 10. He could be a number 9. He could be an out-wide player. He could take set pieces. You saw the other day. I don't know if you guys seen his free kick that hit the top corner. You know what I mean? So I was saying that for a while. And all of a sudden I see people like trying to take credit for, about him. But listen, it's just simple football knowledge. What Liverpool need is a guy that's similar to Firmino, but can be a striker at the same time. And this guy is like an army Swiss knife, Alvarez. Forget about that stupid stuff like he plays for Man City and all this stuff. Get that thing out the way. Man City is not our rivals. Manchester United is our rivals. Everton is our rivals. Manchester City just happened to be a team who was challenging when everybody else dropped out due to the money they have. We gave them, run for their money, and we won a league, 2 leagues out of it, and the Champions League on top of that as well. So, listen, Alvarez is the one. I love Isak. And obviously, Kwasi said to me about Isak. He said to me, Isak can play like a number 10. But there's 2 different things about a number 10. You could play there and, build up play and go forward. But there's a way to play a number 10 with intelligence. And that's what Alvarez has. That's the difference between them two. He could put the through ball passes, needle stuff, and things like that. And this is what I've been saying. This is why I said Alvarez is the one. Yeah. All you have to do is push Nunez to that side, plus cash, bring Alvarez this way, and you're laughing. You're done. Football is done. Let's just.
Boys, if we got all them players we're talking about, I would personally write a letter to FSG saying I'm sorry. I promise you, I would. Honestly, I'll go and buy a Red Sox shirt. Anyone they support, they got, I'll go and support it. I'm telling you, I'll make sure saying I'm sorry, FSG. Sorry, FSG.
Fuzzy, get him out of it, man. Get him out of it.
No, I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. FSG, I'll make a love song with FSG or me on the beaches and so I love you. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Listen,
I'll sing like Barry White, bro.
Anti, you're an idiot. Stop it now.
I am. But I'll say sorry.
Yeah. Listen, we're all gonna, it took them a while, and it took them a while. We wasn't wrong at the time, were we? We was telling the truth. You know what I mean? We want our team to, be the best, and if you're not part of that, we're gonna question you about it. And that's what we
it's true. It's true.
You know why I think? You know why I think? And the day that we will get our targets. One of the reasons I was just thinking about it this evening. Do you know what I mean? Is because if you look at Slot, is their pet project. Do you know what I mean? And I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna pull out all the stops in order for him to succeed.
Yeah,
it's a bit like remember in the days like remember Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah,
right. That was their pet project, and they did when you think about it, pull out all the stops for him to succeed. You know what I mean? Remember the season at the day when he lost 5-1 at the end of the season, lost 5-1, no 6-1 to Stoke in the day, right? And they gave
that was terrible.
Right, but they gave him another season, right? However, he was gone in December anyway. But like they gave him another season. What they did, right? A lot of people don't know. What they did, they cleared out his backroom stuff and gave him a new backroom stuff. Yeah. Not only did they do that, they gave him 80 million on top of that to spend. Do you know what I mean? So that was their pet product. It's just that it didn't go the way and the day it was supposed to go. Now with this is obviously another one of their pet projects, and so far it's going the way it's supposed to go because we won the title. So I do honestly feel it. FSG ain't stupid. They're probably going to give him every tool possible in order for him to succeed and say, look, we done this. You understand what I'm saying? Personally, I don't care how it falls, right? As long as we get success.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
I don't care how you get it. Get
there
there
when
if
can.
you can.
If you can. Yeah. Anything Anfield, anything Liverpool says, Wirtz's decision to join Liverpool had to do with one man in particular. Arne Slot was crucial factor. The Dutchman was extremely convincing and outlined a very clear sporting plan to Wirtz. So what happened was, guys, he spoke to Vincent Kompany and he spoke to Arne Slot. And Arne Slot, had a plan, a project for him, like basically to build a team around him and told him where he's going to put him for the coming season. With Vincent Kompany, as he's got too many similar players to Wirtz, it was very difficult to explain to him what he's going to be, putting into that team. I think Musiala plays in the same position as him, as far as I'm aware, Anton and Ankrod. So it was very difficult.
Germany been playing both of them at the same time now. Germany been playing them. So one, they play there's 2 10s kind of thing, but use them as 8s kind of thing. So they're both creative. Musiala is more of a dribbler.
Yeah.
Wirtz is more of a passer. Even though he can dribble as well. They're both creative.
Yeah.
But Musiala is more, he'll take on a bit more players and things like that. With Wirtz, I think he's more smart because obviously the ball moves faster than you. It's true. The ball moves faster than you.
I remember you used to say that to me when we was kids. Do you think the ball, you faster than the ball, Fozzie?
The ball moves faster than you. And for me, he's the real German. What's that first technique? You know that thing what they're saying about Audi cars. It says Vorsprung technique. Like it's a saying, isn't it? Like kind of thing. And bro, like Ronto does exactly what he says on the 10. He's a 10. He plays the ball well.
Yeah.
He's got intelligence.
Yeah.
I think he can play all along not the 3, like anywhere in midfield. Because of
he
his
could play as a false number 9, like a 10. Firmino kind of role.
You can tell this guy when he's on the ball, he's clever. He's mad clever, man. Mad.
Yeah.
And he thinks where they're gonna think kind of thing and does the opposite kind of thing.
Of course. 100%.
Because he's quite small, like in body width, but he's very, very, very clever, man. Very clever. IQ is high,
I was shocked,
bro.
Ant. Well, I was shocked. I think Cruz, innit? Him and Cruz, they had a thing about him and Cruz. They say he's very similar to him ability-wise, and I agree with it. Because when I watch him, he's got the passing finesse like Cruz, but he's got more of a dribble sense of Coutinho, like Rajan Barnes says over there, and he's 100% correct with that.
Maybe it's the same kind of the IQ kind of thing because thing he's got that clever intelligence. Cruz, like you couldn't really get the ball off him because he was like 3-4 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Even though he had these long passing and things like that, he thought of the unknown kind of thing, and I feel like what you guys are saying was they're true, man.
I mean, you look at these German sort of like footballers, and most of them, a lot of them are very technical in the way they play football and the way they do things. You know what I mean? It's like they don't waste shots, they don't waste passes. You know what I mean? They're very, very methodical in the way they do things. I mean, I remember years and years ago when I was teenager and that. And I was boxing. They used to have these teams of boxers used to come over from Germany. But at that time it was East Germany and West Germany. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
That was pre-burning war business. You understand? And like it was Vauxhall Motors who used to bring them over. Now I never went to where there was training, but I got told about obviously when there was training, and all you can hear was just like on the pads. You couldn't see their hands. You just hear the sound. You know what I mean? There was very fast, precise. Do you know what I mean? And that's what
efficient. And their favorite word, efficient.
Exactly, and that's what they do at the end of the day. When it comes to sports, at the end of the day, they're very fast, efficient, and they don't waste things. Because when you saw them box at the end of the day, they never waste shots. Every shot that they they will hit you with, it counted. It was it's either like a knockout punch or a point scoring punch. Do you understand what I'm getting at? So that's the same thing, the same philosophy they use when it comes the football. If you look at sort of like the German footballers, if you look at most of them, right, a lot of them, they don't waste their shots, they don't waste their passes, and like they got they're very football clever,
efficient,
in the right place at the right time.
Efficient, bro. It's
true though, isn't it?
Look at the cars, bro. Look at the cars.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, you notice as well, right? You know what I mean? It's like they ain't got no pace, but they seem to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
That's
why the winners, isn't it? That's why the winners are.
Yeah. Just look at Muller, Thomas Muller, bro. They said, what is he good at? And he was good at everything, but he looks at anything. You're not even all that, but he was.
He wasn't it.
He was clever.
Right place at the right time.
What about Cruz?
Always.
What about Cruz? Cruz. And even
guys, question. I wanna listen to Jurgen. He's talking about Trent. You wanna listen to it? Let's listen to this.
Go on.
I'm the ex, and it's not my subject anymore. That the first people will say that, because I heard that the Mo said something about it, and somebody said, well, you better score goals, and besides that, you let us do what we do. And I don't want to tell anybody what they shall think. Because, no, I don't want to tell you what you have to think, but I can tell you what you think is wrong. So that's what I can, because I'm an old man and I don't waste time with hiding my opinion. So. And I tell you what, this video we saw, nothing of it. The whole time, Trent Alexander-Arnold was one of the players who made that all happen. It was not me. I'm the one who you see here, but it was not me. I didn't score a goal. I didn't cross the ball. I didn't do nothing on the pitch. And this boy, with 18 years old, he scored a free kick in half-time. If he doesn't score that, we don't qualify for the Champions League. In the game against Barcelona, he did the most cheeky thing in the world. And set up a goal for a formula, which resulted in a game which will never happen again. I don't tell you you should not be disappointed, you should not be angry. I tell you, don't forget. Don't forget, this club doesn't forget. We are famous for not forgetting. We don't forget anything. We don't forget the good things, we don't forget the bad things, but we ignore the bad things and we remember the good things and we improve as a group with that. And I tell you what, and that's now my thing, and I watched a lot of games. And I watched the game when he came on, and I heard the booing, and I said I'm old, so it might be my hearing, and they switched on the volume. It's booing. I needed another 10 seconds to realize and switch the telly off, because I honestly couldn't have been more disappointed in this moment.
Oh man,
this is not us. 100% not. Be angry, don't understand whatever. This boy, and I was there every day. If he wouldn't have given everything, I could tell you now, but every day he gave absolutely everything for this match. And now he decided, after 20 years in his club, that he wants to go somewhere else. If somebody should be angry about that, it's the owners, but they are not. So why didn't sign a new contract? I hear this from fans, this money discussion. He goes without the transfer fee. They have to be angry, not us. It's not about that. He gave absolutely everything. He wears the Liverpool badge in the skin. But now he plays from next year on for another club. So we decide how we deal with that. No, I'm the ex.
Wow, man.
Powerful, man. That's powerful.
That's man.
That's powerful, man.
It's one of those things like, you know, when a manager like that speaks about, you know, our football club plus, you know, a player, you got to start thinking, don't you guys? Like, you got to start thinking like the way we're behaving. I'm upset he's leaving, innit? That's what I'm upset about. I'm upset he's giving his best years to Madrid. He made us nurture him, and he's giving his best years to Madrid. But I'm not going to go to a stadium and boo a guy. That's not in my nature. But, you know, I think we overthink things sometimes. And listening to Jurgen for the second time now about that, we just got to, like, calm down, mate. Like, me, especially, I said the same thing as well. Like, he better not come to the parade, because I can see a lot of.
I feel sad, you know,
for his sake, I'm saying like he better not come because.
I feel sad, you know. I feel sad.
Mm.
I feel sad that it's because what Klopp is saying is 100% truth and facts, bro. And it's where he's coming from, and I see him. He's a very intelligent man. Very, you know, he can look both sides and think, you know what, logically, and with his heart, and say, you know what, this is this. If you don't understand it, it's fine. You know what I mean? But I'll someone like Klopp, if he told me to walk into the road and his car's coming, I wouldn't even ask. I wouldn't even look. He's told me to do it. I was like, right, okay, all right, I'll walk in the road. You know what I mean? And I feel sad. And once he said that, I was like, oh, bro, I'm hurt by that. You know, I'm like, you know what? I would have been to be real for you. Yeah. If I was in the crowd and Trent was coming in, I would have booed him as well because I've been angry that he's leaving. You understand? Yeah. And almost the way he done kind of thing. You know what I mean? Flirting 18 months and all that. Yeah. But Aaron Klopp say that, bro. That was powerful.
It really hurt me, this man.
It's actually got him. Klopp took my heart and just pumped it again, like kind of thing. You know
what it is? And it takes a special man like Jurgen Klopp and Day to actually sort of like keep people grounded. Keep grounded and say, look, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Now, I always sort of like was under the pressure when it comes to Trent and Day, right? I said from the beginning, I said, like, the only thing I'm pissed off with him is that sort of like he never made his intention clear for a long time, and he wasn't making his intention clear. Do you know what I mean? You know, and he kept quiet. That's the only thing I was pissed off him about, because I always thought that there was something underlining situation of why he's leaving the club, and I still think there's an underlining thing why he's leaving the club. And I think it's to do with the owners, right?
That's what he said with the owners. He said that, innit? Speak to the owners. They're not angry that he's leaving.
Yeah, but that's what I said. You know, I think it's the owners at the day. He's seen something to do with the owners, and you know, he's decided to leave because that's the only way that I can explain it. Because like we're in a good place at the moment. We actually are in a good place, and you know, so and he still wants to leave. So you know, it's that. But like the reason why I didn't want him to sort of like play the next game, or didn't want him to come to sort of like the parade, because what will happen on the day, right? There's two things that will happen. Number one, at the day, right? Somebody might say something on a racist term on the day. That's gonna spoil my day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or number two is that they might start booing him, and then what happens that day? It deflects of why people are there. What people would come there for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the day, but it's probably best for him if he didn't come. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, if it was done a different way, you know what I mean? And obviously with him leaving and so forth, fair play, come to the parade and this and that. You know what I mean? But it wasn't done that way. I'm just thinking that they are protection to him, much less than sort of like he's leaving and we ain't getting the money for him. Do you understand what I'm getting at? You know what I mean? It's more about protection to him. You understand?
Yeah. That's true. Anton, did you want to say something about that before?
No, I feel I've said my part, man. You know what I mean? I'm still, as was talking about it, I'm still thinking of what Klopp said, kind of thing, man.
Yeah, it really choked me, that man.
It got me deep.
People don't understand, you know, how we the togetherness of this football club. You know what I mean? What Jurgen has done for Liverpool Football Club.
It says it in a song for us. You never walk alone. And you know, even when rival fans said that, they said, "Well, he's walking alone." I was like, "Right, that's true."
And you know, even that Brighton game when they were still singing after the match, and he had his hands in his hips, and he gave a look like, you know, I'm not part of this anymore, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it was upsetting. You know what I mean? Anton Uncle was, but we just got to move on. That's what I said. Like I ain't gonna speak about him anymore. I had to just push this forward to you guys because we just got to be careful how we do things, man. Because as Jurgen said, remember what he did for you. You know what I mean? He was part of that team that won the Champions League and the Premier League twice. You know what I mean? So whether we like
that cheeky little boy that made the corner I scored the goal. Origi scored the goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes,
man.
like, you know what it is, guys? You got to look at it in a different way as well. Sometimes when things like this happen, it's rewarding for your football club because of, like, other players will learn from it, if you know what I mean. Remember what happened to Coutinho? Everybody was upset when Coutinho left, when he's pretending to be sick and all that stuff, not playing games. Went to Barcelona, and where is he now? Back to Brazil, 32 years old, nowhere to be seen. And, we kept a lot of players because of Coutinho. Do you know what I mean, guys? Like, a lot of Brazilians were at a football club. There were a lot of, South Americans were at a football club, and they never wanted to leave after that because they know the grass is not always green on the other side. So let him go. I mean, I don't want to hear. There's one thing I don't want to hear anymore, guys. I'm not a sentimental kind of guy anymore like I used to be when I was younger. I just want to move on from Trent. I don't want to hear when things are going back, bring him back and all that stuff. I hate things like that because when you bring the first time is the best time with a football club. The second time is not always the same. Go and check out Gundogan. Go and check him out at Man City. Is it the same as the first time? No. Fowler came back. Was it the same as the first time? No. So just let things go, man. If things go, if things go the other direction, let it go, man. Let it go.
The seed is gone. The seed is gone. It's gone to another pasture. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I probably said it earlier. If you mentioned Coutinho, when we took out that seed and put in 2 more seeds in, what were the 2 more seeds? There was
Alisson and Van Dijk.
And Van Dijk. What and that blossomed into, like, look at that, what it's blossomed into. So I see you got to see it from another angle and say, you know what, Trent's gone, but look at this is coming in right now. Hopefully we got Wirtz coming in, Frimpong's coming there, and we'll hopefully get Kirkers. It looks like the grass is going to green on our side, to be honest.
You know what it is? You know what it is, yeah? What it is? I got a message from my man, innit? Beijing, and apparently
Go on.
we're going to get both, like Kirkis and Nketiah.
Wow.
Looking at both.
That's not bad, is it, man?
Remember the day, Nketiah can play left centre back.
Yeah.
And obviously Kirkis can play left back. You know what I mean? So
Kirkis is left back.
Yeah. They looking at sort of like a new look Liverpool. That's what they're looking at, a new look Liverpool, and getting in these players and that. I mean, I get it with
I'm gonna set it out for you guys. You guys discuss it. Yeah. I'll set it out for you.
I get it with Trent. And listen, at the end of the day, right? Go do your thing. You made your decision, and go and do your thing. And I hope for your sake it works out for you. No, I just hope for you.
That's good to say that, though.
No, I hope
it's true. Same.
No,
I didn't want ill feeling of him. I didn't want no ill feeling.
No, because you know what it is at the day? One of the worst things at the end of the day is like, because we got to look at it in this situation as well, yeah? It was probably a very hard thing for him to do, to say, I'm going to leave Liverpool, right? So really and truly at the end of the day, I just hope it works out for him, because the fact of the day, as you said at the day, look, there's no coming back.
Nope.
I mean, because it doesn't make no sense you coming back, right? So I hope it works out for you in Real Madrid. Hope that you like fulfill your dreams there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And say, look, and you can say to yourself, well, this was all worth it. It was all worth it. What I done, it was all worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, because the way obviously they treat sort of like their players in Real Madrid in there, because like
they hang them up to dry.
Even like, because I saw this thing on YouTube today, and it was like there was 3 players. Yeah, there was Bellingham, Mbappe, and somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but basically, and they sort of like these 3 players, and they are the 3 players that Alonso said he's not going to stand for any shit. Yeah, with him, he goes like Mbappe's going to have to play sort of like as a striker, right? Because he's like stifling Vinicius Junior. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He is,
whenever Mbappe's playing, Vinicius Junior can't play. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're gonna have to play he's a striker, so you're gonna play as a striker. Jude Bellingham needs to play as sort of like a midfielder. Yeah, not He goes,
no, he's not really a 10. He's a centre midfielder, really.
Yeah, exactly. Because when he goes forward, right, he gets in people's way. Yeah. And then when he loses the ball now, and when he's forward losing the ball, there's nobody behind him to mop up. You know, he should be doing that. That's a job that he should be doing. You know what I mean? So basically, what he's saying with these three players, if they don't want to do what I say and play in the positions that they're supposed to be in, right? Yeah. They can hold bench.
Simple.
He said he can hold bench. I'll tell you what, Alonso's coming in, yeah, right? And people think that they're going to be able to go around him. No, he's not having none of it. I'm telling you, he's not a soft touch. You know what I mean? And he's going to come in there, he's going to bat up some of them players that they think they can do whatever they want. Okay. Let's see how that works out for you. You know what I mean? So I hope to be honest today, I hope it works out for Trent. You know, because you made
not too much though, not too much. Like, because if he's playing in Europe and he beats, I don't want him to beat us.
The thing is about it, and they right. I still don't think it, and they sort of like whatever they do is not really going to affect us that much. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not really going to affect us that much because like the more likelihood of us bucking up in the Champions League could be slim to none, really. Do you know what I mean? Because remember at the day, there's other teams at the day they got to get a pass. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. You know what I mean? But like, you know, if you're as I said it, if you're winning the league at the end of the day, right? Season in, season out, and that, right? That's still no mean feat. If you're winning the league and the Spanish Cup, that's still no mean feat. You know what I mean? Even though, like, you might win the Champions League once in a while. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? It's like what I said today to Faz. I said, look, if at the end of the day for 6 seasons at the end of the day, right? All we do is win the league at the end of the day, I'll be happy. I would be happy. You know what I mean? I would be happy just winning the league for the next 6 seasons.
True.
Seriously. Do you know what I mean? And not like, obviously not winning the Champions League or whatever. You know what I mean? Because like that'd be like 26. That'd be 26 league titles.
That'd be nice.
You know how many titles Real Madrid's got? They got about 35, haven't they?
Yeah, but that's a league that's not competitive enough, is it? It's
I know, but
you
know what I mean? All the time. But it looks good on their resume, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, you know, when the king and the prince, you know, own you, what do you expect?
I think the league's always been good. It's just they get the most money. Barcelona, him, and Real Madrid get the most money in it. Yeah. When it comes to TV rights, they both like almost get like what 40%, and the rest of the league get the 20%, and they got a share of it.
What do you expect? And you know, like I said, the royal family owns that thing, so it's going to be like that, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So that's why it's got a crown on top of the crest.
Exactly, mate.
Royalty, bro.
Let me just read the comments, guys. Yeah. Scottish Bear says Florian Wirtz was supposed to be the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. Let that sink in, Liverpool faithful.
That does sound nice, but we don't want to curse anyone.
Yeah,
man. You know what the curse anyone.
But
it does sound nice, though.
But the thing, what do you think about Real Madrid guys? Man City guys. Players are rejecting them left, right, and centre now because of Pep Guardiola. He's only got a couple of years left, and he's going to go for a sabbatical. You know what I mean? Do you think like if he stayed longer, the players would have signed for them, or is the pulling power disappearing from them? What is the issue over there,
bro? My thing is with Real Madrid, with Pep and Man City, I feel like every time Liverpool step up to go and look for a player, these guys are doing the same thing. Like, I'm like, what are you not doing? It's embarrassing, bro. What are you doing? Just the other day they said, we're going for Kirkis as well. I'm like, what is going on? You took Guardiola. You took Guardiola, even though his dad and him is a Liverpool supporter.
Yeah.
You took him, but you knew that was looking at him. Let's go get him.
Long time ago.
Long time. Another one was Marmoush. Liverpool looking at him. Let's get Marmoush. It's not. I'm telling you guys. I watched Guardiola for 1 day for a long time. Marmoush is not his type of player, but he got him. Let's get him.
Neither is Haaland, to be fair, Anton.
No. Let me just get him. Yeah. Let me just get him. No, you don't. We didn't want this. Every time Liverpool going for players, they're going for him. So if we get worse, it'll be like poetic justice, man. No, man. I'm telling you, I'll be so happy. Guys, you know, I've been following Pep since I was young, and Pep played in the position when I used to play midfield, and I used to look up to him. My other friend used to look up to Redondo. Remember David?
Yeah.
I used to love watching Guardiola and the way he passed the ball and kept the ball in there. I loved it. His vision,
the elbow thing.
Yeah. I loved it. I wanted to be him, you know.
I look at the players he played with at Brescia, man. Like Pirlo and Baggio. Pirlo and Baggio, man.
Pirlo and Baggio. Yeah, unbelievable player. But the guy, it seems like every time Liverpool go for a player, he's going in the market straight away. With his kitty.
It's similar to Man United, Anton. That's why Man United don't develop, because they haven't got no scouting system. They use Liverpool as the scout, or, you know what I mean, or Man City as a scout. And they forget what direction to go. Every single time Liverpool go for a player, they go for a player because they pay the higher wages and they get the player. And it never works out, because you got to think about it in a way. You need a system to start. You know, like you need a foundation to start your football club, and they don't have that.
Identity, isn't it?
Exactly.
Identity. You're right, Rod.
Yeah.
What's his name from Wolves? There's a Wolves player that we're trying to get, and they got him straight away. It doesn't suit him.
Cunha.
Look, Cunha. The other one is another one. He plays centre midfield or attacking midfield. He's Portuguese.
Matheus
Nunez.
Matheus Nunez. Yeah.
Matheus. Yeah.
He plays as a right back for them now. He plays as a right back.
Yeah, he plays right back, but he didn't want him. But he went because Liverpool got him. Is that? What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, it's mad.
I swear, if you look at it, it's about 7 players all together, and then every single we've gone. I just look at him, bam! Oh, we want him as well. Wow.
Who's that at the bottom there?
Huh?
Brother, who's that at the bottom there, sir?
Guys, you need to show me the comments there. If you see a good one, let me take it out.
Brother, who's at the bottom there?
Who?
Lee.
Yeah, Lee. Redondo was brilliant. He said that. Yeah, Redondo.
Oh, seen. Tell him fix up that face.
No, don't be nice.
I'm joking.
Slot could play.
I reckon Slot could easily play Grav, McAllister, Soboslai, Wirtz together. Slot will no doubt have many ideas about how to use Wirtz to devastate teams. Yeah, you're spot on, bro. That's what we was thinking. Let me put the formation up, guys. Yeah, I've got Frimpong, Kirkes, Wirtz, and Alvarez. That's what I'll put there. So you guys can decide. Please hit the likes and subscribe if you're new people, and please subscribe to Uncle Volta's channel.
The guy who just put that thing up just now, the way it looks like, when he said that before, they're mostly all central players. So I think it would be a diamond. If he was saying that playing a diamond 4, sorry.
Can I ask a question? Can Frimpong play as a right back? And Uncle Rose, I'm asking both of you guys. Because everybody's telling me he's a wing back. He can't play right back.
He's a wing back.
I think when he plays for, I don't know. Okay, he's a winger.
He's a wing back.
But can he play as a right back?
He can actually play. He can actually play sort of like right back, and I think obviously no disrespect to Trent, but I think his defending is better than Trent. Do you know what I mean? Because I hear some
people say Trent is better defensively.
I've heard that he's better. I've heard he's better defensively. That's what I've heard. You know what I mean? Because what it is, they judge it on the fact that he's got the pace to get back. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's recovery. It's his recovery.
Yeah, it's recovery. That's it. That's the one, Anton. That's the one.
He's more determined to get back than Trent, right? Like that.
His recovery, his recovery.
If a man beats him, it's very similar to Kyle Walker. Very similar,
right?
To Ashley Cole when he started playing left back. If you beat him, he had the pace to recover and get the ball. If you went past you, kind of thing. Yes.
That's the word I was looking for. His recovery is supposed to be better than sort of Trent. You see, the thing is about Trent himself in the day, right? Even Arlie Slot said it. Trent himself, he wasn't a bad defender. He's just that he didn't have good recovery. Do you know what I mean? You know, and as Arlie Slot said in the press conference, he said, "Look, look, Trent, I know you're a better defender than what you put out to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just work hard on your defending, and you'll be the complete player."
And his positional sense, he said. And if he turns himself in a bit more, like right, I remember him saying.
Yeah.
I think it'd be diamond formation for us. If they are going to play all four of them, it'd be diamond formation. Soboslai, not Soboslai.
I got a surprise for you guys, like with Soboslai, because I know he plays that a lot. You know what I mean? So
Gravenberg will be in front of the defense.
No, but Soboslai can play at the Uncle Rods.
What 210s?
No.
You've got him on the right, haven't you?
And the left. I'm talking about the left. He could play there.
Yeah, no, he could play left.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
And they could interchange at the same time as well. Obviously, in normal circumstances, if Diaz still stays, you're gonna have Diaz or Gakpo out there. But I'm giving you when people talk about teams, they say can players play in different formations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The most important thing for Liverpool Football Club, we have got that kind of players. Soboslai can play on the left. He could play as a part of a two midfield. Same with Wirtz as well. He could play out wide and he could play like Coutinho, basically. He could play out wide and he could play on the right and he could play in the middle as well. So if you had something like this, guys, would you be happy with it? Without signing the DM I'm talking about, if Konate starts,
I'll still take a DM though.
Yeah, I think we still. Sorry to cut across you. I think we still need a DM because I think what I've noticed, the people that's actually doing, the DM role, whether it be sort of like Gravenberg, whether it be sort of like McAllister, or whether it be Szoboszlai, they're doing too much running and they're burning themselves out. You know what I mean? Early in it, Anton. You know what I mean? Early, I think if you got sort of like a DM sitting in there, it kind of eases a lot of their workload. You know what I mean? And
I would take what's his name, Vucetich back. I'll take him back.
Really?
As well.
Instead of getting a DM?
I'll take him back. Instead of paying more money. If we're getting Wirtz, and we're paying all that money and we're getting all them players. Instead of I'm being kind to FSG here.
Don't be kind to them, man. Stop that, man. Come on.
I'll take Vucetich. He's a good player, and he could be a deputy behind.
Man, stop that.
Gravenberg. He's a good player, man.
That's cat.
He's a
good player. He's a good player, Anton. No, Anton, you're right. I'm not disagreeing. You're saying he's a good player, but what I would have Vucetich as is a squad player.
Yeah,
I'd have him as a squad player.
It's better than Endo.
I don't think
so. Endo. It's better than Endo.
Anton, can I ask a question? Wait, Uncle. Can I ask a question? Anton, can I ask a question? Once again, Uncle. Let me just read this message, obviously. Joking, Tom. He said, you guys are clueless. Super chat. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, brother. Wirtz will play as a left back as a replacement for VVD. As a left back. Yeah. VVD is not a left back. Okay. And based on what do you think Vucetich is better than Endo? Like, based on what exactly?
The only thing I'll give, and listen, on all attributes, barring this, Endo is defensive. He's obviously he'll run around more and try and stop the play from the other team. Other than that, I don't think he has anything on Vucetich. He doesn't have vision. His passing skills. Vucetich, I've seen him now. Yeah, I've seen him now in the whole season in La Liga. Under pressure, someone was was pressing him. He's press resistant.
Yeah.
Endo, as his weakness, he's not press resistant. He's not. He can't get out of space. When someone's in tight space, he doesn't pass back quickly. And if he can't pass back, he mostly kicks the ball off or he loses the ball.
Exactly, yeah.
Vucetich can get out of little spaces and things like that. He's got the intelligence, he's got the technique and the touch.
Arguably,
that's the only thing I can say is a tackling.
Yeah, but arguably, you could say that number one, Vucetich came from the La Liga, so he knows the Liga. Yeah, and number two, La Liga is not as what can I say? He's not so intense like the actual sort of like the Premiership is. I mean, I think Endo is good, but I think what it is with I think Vucetich, is good. Don't get me wrong. In the day, right? I do admire the player, but I think what it is with when you look at Endo, he's probably more adaptable to the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, sometimes at the day when when it comes down to that, do you know what I mean? You don't have to be sort of like, you know, levels. You just have to be sort of like adaptable to that league and know what to do and when to do it. But I would still have Brashetic come back. Don't get me wrong, I'll still have him come back. But he will be a squad player. So like, you know, when you're playing, you know, in like the League Cup and FA Cups and stuff like that. But then what I would do, I would go, and you know, I've told you already the DM that I want, innit, Anton? I've told you. We talked about it.
You said.
We talked about it. The DM that I want, and that is Varela. That'll be my starter, my first team starter. But I'll still have Brashetic there as a squad player, so we can learn off people like Varela. And people like
one thing you forgot, Rod.
Sorry, so Kevin.
One thing you forgot. Brashetic is younger, so his ceiling's higher. You understand? So
I do get that.
Someone at a certain age like Endo, right? At his age now, it's only so much you can put in that glass because the glass is almost full. You understand?
Yeah.
With Brashetic, his value right now is like here. You understand?
Yeah.
So when he's been in the Premier League, he's been the Spanish League. You're gonna learn some. They learn to keep ball even more over there. Under pressure. So there's more of the what the track can feel. You understand? So for me, he's younger. It's more he can take on. That's why I feel like he'll come.
I'm just showing you guys the options, guys. It's just as you guys are talking. I'm just just showing the options. I mean, there's Brashetic there right now.
What you're saying at the day is a brilliant point. It's a brilliant point. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously at the end of the day, Endo's like 30 now, 30, 31. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think if I'm looking at sort of like the fact of bringing in a DM, I will still bring in a DM of Varela's caliber. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Varela's like 25, 26. He's not.
Of course, he's unbelievable.
Yeah. So then
for me, he's got class already.
Yeah. So then what you have at the end of the day is like you got them two together. So the basic day, what is Brashetic's going to learn off Varela? Do you know what I mean? And like, because let's face it, in the day, nobody feels at the day that sort of like Endo's going to be here beyond this season. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be gone. I think they're going to try and ship him back to Germany or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like if you look at a situation of bringing in the DM, we still need to bring in the DM because I just feel it in the day sort of like the people that are doing that job at the moment, like whether it be your Gravenberch, whether it be your sort of like your McAllister, whether it be your sort of like
George Cummins,
they do too much running. Do you know what I mean? They do too much running, and they're not doing the job of what they're good at. Do you understand what I'm getting at? The job that they're good at has been like carrying that ball forward. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a proper DM there that's going to sit there, you know what I mean? Like a no-nonsense DM. That's why, remember that day when we had the best midfield in the world? You had Momo Sissoko, Xabi Alonso, Gerard Mascherano. Yeah, each one of them people there knew their role. You know what I mean? Right? Sissoko was that no-nonsense DM that just broke everything up. Do you know what I mean? Right? Mascherano was more of your posh DM. Do you know what I mean? He'll get the ball and then carry it forward a bit, give it to Alonso. Alonso make those long passes or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then obviously, you know, Alonso was a playmaker. And then you sort of like had Gerard as a centre forward. You know what I mean? That's the first time we saw like a midfielder, attacking midfielder, playing as a 10. Do you know what I mean? You know, just behind
I think that was a time when we had literally the best midfield in the world at the time.
Yeah, literally.
Because I think Sissoko would have come on sub. To be honest, it was Xabi Alonso and Mascherano, that midfield, and in front of it was Gerard. That is when he scored his most goals, isn't it? That's when him and Torres was fire and ice, bro.
They scored 35 goals between them, bro.
I know. That was beautiful, bro.
Oh,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like there was ice skating together, bro. It was like they were ice skating. Tulva and Dean.
Yeah.
You know those ones, isn't it?
Yeah, Tulva and Dean, bro. Them youths won't know who that is. It's Tulva and Dean. Yeah, they won't know. They won't know that.
Do you remember that time when we played Man United at Old Trafford? And we had We even had Lucas Leiva in the midfield,
yeah?
And we just destroyed them.
Rods, my son was born on that day. I will never
Shut up.
forget that
Stop
day.
your noise. Stop your noise.
I swear, my oldest son was born on that day, bro. When we beat them, brother. Bro, he just come out the womb fresh, bro. Fresh.
What
fresh.
I did.
And I came downstairs. I was like, oh my God. And the sun was shining. I was like, I'm gonna play the lottery. And I didn't win, obviously. I didn't win. I tried to think it's free. He's like, okay, got the sunshine, got my son, got the sunshine. Yeah. Liverpool, play the lottery. I didn't win.
Yeah, well, Brendan, can't have everything, can you?
No. You can't have it. I was still humble. I was like, thank you, still, like, you know what I mean? Everything was blessed then.
Do you know what they did? Do you know what they did on YouTube? And the video's not on YouTube anymore. They had that sort of like that highlight, yeah. But what they did, didn't they? Behind it, they had like Coldplay. Do you know what I mean? And there was 2 tracks by Coldplay. You know what I mean? And it was just like there's a bit in the day, right? There's a bit. And I think when we went 2-1 up, I think we went 2-1 up, or was it 4? No, it's 3-1 up. I think it was 3-1 up because I think Alvarez scored that goal, didn't he? Fabriel's scored a free kick. It was like a wicked free kick. Yeah,
the keeper just moved. Just looked at it.
I just looked at it go in, right?
He just looked at it.
And you looked at the faces of the it was like Ferguson and his back staff, right? You looked at it on TV. Yeah. They look pissed, man. They look.
Oh, you're talking about recent. I thought you meant the Torres days and that stuff.
No, it was Torres. It was Torres. It was a Torres thing.
Oh, okay.
It was a Torres because remember Torres scored.
The Soda scored that chip, innit?
Yeah.
Who scored? What's the name? The Sena.
It was like
before you said that, I was gonna say who scored the last goal. I was gonna say who's gonna score the last goal.
Yeah, it's only the Sena. Torres scored one.
Gerrard, I think, didn't it?
Gerrard scored one, and Fabriello scored one as well. A free kick.
Yeah, that free kick was sick. Remember, Aurelio was the most technical left back I've ever seen, man.
Oh, he was clean.
Sick,
clean. His whip was crazy.
Oh, man. Valencia, remember the Valencia days, and goodness me.
Yeah. If I remember the Valencia days,
that Benitez was bring evil, bro.
Yeah, Benitez's boy. Yeah, it's one of Benitez's boys. Yeah, from Valencia.
The only thing I felt sorry for him about is that, you know, his injuries. It was his injuries that sort of like, it was his injuries that stopped him from being like a really amazing player. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's the most talented left back we ever had. I honestly think that.
Of course.
He was the most talented left back we ever had. We had obviously great, talent. You know, Ray Kennedy talent. And obviously Robertson and all that stuff.
Risso's up there as well. Risso is but time he broke
Aurelio, I remember when he used to face Ronaldo and all that stuff, and he used to Ronaldo couldn't get past him. That's how good Aurelio was, and plus his technical ability on top of that as well.
He was quality.
Question, guys. Mamadashvili, obviously, I think he's the long-term replacement for Alisson, the way things are looking.
Yeah.
Is it a good time we brought him in to learn under Alisson? Because, you know, South Americans, Anton and Uncle Rose, they don't really stay in a country for long. They don't end their careers in England. They always go back to Brazil, innit? So, is it a good time we brought in Mamadashvili now instead of like in the beginning of this season when we bought him? I
think the club was very clever in getting him in. You know what I mean? He said, I'm coming here to be number 1, I'm coming to be number 2. That's good attitude. I like that. Even though you know Alisson's there already, and he's one of the best keepers in the world, top 5 best keepers in the world right now as we stand. Yeah. So I like that initiative and saying, you know what? No, I want to go there and challenge, man.
Yeah.
I want to raise his bar and raise my bar, and it's only going to make the team better. You know what I'm saying? So yes, and the club was right to do the same thing. I'm sorry. Sorry about Kelleher. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm sorry for is Kelleher. That's the only thing. If I can change it, I'll keep Kelleher. If it was maybe I don't know. Another world, another dimension, bro. It would be Kelleher, but you know what? I wish the best to him. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You're never gonna get. You're probably never gonna get a number 2 at the day that's come up from the academy as good as Kelleher.
No.
Across the board, I'm talking about across the league, this league. Yeah, right. He's just
blessed.
Amazing. He's just amazing, and I think what it is when you've got a number 2. That as good as that, he needs to play. you know what I mean? He just needs to play. Do you know what I mean? Because he's literally just like withering away. You know what I mean? So when he was like when I said that day, you know, he's gonna go because he needs more game time. Fair play. Yeah. Fair play. A pat on the back. You've been a brilliant service for
100%.
Yeah,
it's been brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Some of the things that he's done. Remember, he won the League Cup on his, he won us the League Cup.
Bro, it wasn't even about it's everything about him. It's his whole attitude, man. It was really spot on.
His whole attitude is perfect. You're never gonna. I will never probably see in the day, right? Or I'll be lucky to see a number 2, right? That's come from any academy that is as good as that. He was,
he was brilliant.
Do you know he can? Do you realize that day Gallagher can walk in any team in the Premiership? Any team in the Premiership, he can walk in there without no doubt. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I'm more likely to do well. I want him to go abroad because I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want.
Rod, I'm with you, man. I want him to go back, bro. I want him to go back home in Northern Ireland, bro. Somewhere. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Republic of
Ireland. I don't want to see him.
It's Republic, mate. It's Republic, not Northern Ireland, man. Oh,
Republic. I like to see him go to Germany. You know what I mean? Like Dortmund.
I don't want to score against him. I don't want to score against him. To be honest, I don't want to score. I don't want to score against him.
No,
I really don't. You know, I don't want to see his face. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to see him. I like him that much. I don't want to see him. Like, you know what I mean?
Guys, can I just read the comment? This one. From George. I think it's in Spanish. Or George. I don't know. It's George anyway. We still need a striker. Plus, Jota injury prone. Salah will be at AFCON. Then his form usually dips. Yes, and Nunez likely to go. You're spot on. You are spot on about that.
That's why you're feeling shaky.
We definitely need a striker, man. We have to get a striker in. If we don't,
I'm 100% adamant. We need a striker.
I'll
take Alvarez number 1.
Who's the second hand?
Cisco number 2.
Cisco over Isak?
But Isak come? That's what I'm saying. If
you had to choose out of the 2.
Of course it's gonna be Isak, 100%.
Okay.
Isak's just under Alvarez for me. Not an all-round play. I'm just saying because of his attributes of being he's obviously in the box. He's a presence in the box. That's why. That's the only thing I'll give.
Fox in the box, yeah.
Presence in the box.
Okay.
When you're if you're crossing, you're about to cross, or you're gonna corner or free kick, what needs to be crossed in, you're gonna be. It's like another person. You think, boy, that's another someone who's tall, who might be good in the air. You know what I'm saying? With Alvarez, it won't have that problem kind of thing. Even though I'm not underestimating him, but you can see physically who's going to win the duels out of the 2.
Yeah.
Who will be a more presence in the box? You know what I'm saying? A threat. Yeah. Even though while the game is playing, Alvarez will be more of a threat. If you know what I mean?
The only problem that you got with Isak in the day, right? If we was to say you're going to get Isak. Is that Newcastle don't need to sell? You know what I mean? They need to sell. So if because they've probably been in Champions League. You know what I mean? So if they do sell Isak, you're probably looking to spend. You're probably looking to spend 150 million. You know what I mean? And I can't see sort of like FSG. I probably want
300 million.
Can I be honest with you, Unks? And I wouldn't go for Isak at all if it's worth that much money, considering like his injury record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at Alvarez; he's worth every penny. 0 injuries in his career, and he's like I said, there's no backpack on that guy. The guy just comes and does his business, and that's it. You know what I mean? All you want him to do is score goals, and he will do that. Because there's no pressure in his life. He's won it all. He's completed football. Do you guys know that?
The thing with injuries, for someone who's never got injuries, that means they're most probably going to get some. You understand?
They are going to get some.
Do we know players have never ever got injuries before?
It happens, and it happens.
You know what I'm saying?
But with Isak, it's a consistent thing. You know what I mean? And you're spending a lot of money on a guy that's consistently, injured. Why not? Why not get a guy who's younger, 24 by the way, who's an all-round player, and has got no pressure in his life. Like if Isak comes, the pressure will be on his shoulder because he hasn't won anything major. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between the two.
So he's completed everything then, is he?
Yeah, he's won the Champions League, he's won the World Cup, he's won the league, he's won the FA Cup. I think he won the League Cup as well. So yeah, I think as far as
I don't think he's won the League Cup, is he?
I don't know.
Well,
he's been at City for 2 seasons, so he must have won something like that.
I think he's won the FA Cup. I think he's won the FA Cup.
Yeah, one cup.
Well, he ain't won the UEFA Conference, has he?
I can't
get lost. Like.
Oh, you wait for league, right?
Lee says Frimpong can play in front of Bradley on the right wing when Mo goes to AFCON.
Yeah.
It's only a few games he misses. It's always a few games, mate. And then he comes back different. You know what I mean? So it's more than a few games. Let's put it that way. It's more than a few games. That's Fozzie's brother. I appreciate that. Big up, man. Big up, Scottish Bear, man. It's good to have you back on the chats, man, because you bring up some great points with us anyway, man. But as I said, guys, so if that team starts next season, how would you guys feel about it? I'm happy with it. If we can't get the right DM, that is, if you know what I mean. So if Arne Slot says this is it, guys, we're not gonna get any more players, how would you feel, Uncle Ross and Anton, about that?
I'll be
out of that 100%. Out of 100%, that is.
I'll be.
Let me put that down. 1 second, Lee.
I'll be 70. You know what I mean? Because I think I think there is a really important for a DM. So I think I'll be 70%, 70% out of 100. We ain't too bad going. Just that I feel that this is a season that you get all the cogs that you need. You get all the cogs that you need, mate. Do you know what I mean? This is a season for that, and I don't think anybody should be left behind. Just get what you need to get. So, like, when it comes to the next transfer, when the next summer, you probably only need to get like one player or maybe two. You know what I mean? Because your team's going to constantly evolve anyway. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's how much players that you have to bring in. Now, if you get all the players that you need now, when it comes to next summer now, right? You might not need that.
Just get squad players, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're literally just getting squad players. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So you can probably then say, like, go and get, like, I don't know, a Matt Gay. You know what I mean? Yeah, like Gay from the Crystal Palace. You can go get him as a squad player. Do you know what I mean? And
as long as we get rid of Vipin Kwanzaa.
Well, yeah, but he has to go this season, Anton. He has to go this because
Newcastle are inquiring about him from what I've heard. Yeah, Newcastle are inquiring about him. Let me just read this comment from Tom. Tom, stop spending money, bro. Stop spending money. We need to sell Nunez to Arsenal. What do you think about that, Anton and Uncle Ross? We need to sell Nunez to Arsenal.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Listen,
do it,
what we'll do is, right, we'll send them the same video that was sent to Klopp.
In there.
The same one. Not the one with the Liverpool shirt, the one when he was playing for what they call Benfica. Same video. All you gotta do is just edit the video, come out, kind of like
AI.
Change your shirt. AI that shit, bro.
That's nasty, man. That is nasty. You know what? And it could actually work out for him, You don't know. He could actually work at Arsenal. You don't know, bro. Get him away from the Premier League, bro. I know what you're gonna say.
I love Arsenal fans, because they're entertainment. But if he was Arsenal, they were like, "We're gonna win the Champions League." Come on, they're so delusional anyway, right? They'll say he's gone to a better team. That's why he's playing better. Everyone would love that. Everyone would love that. But if a smart man will say, "No, not to take him."
Nah. Yeah, man. Guys, I'm enjoying this, man. Late night stuff, man. It's great, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You want to keep it going, or do you want to end it?
Keep it going.
Keep it going, bro. Keep it going, bro.
All right. Take it easy, man. Big up,
I'll get some drink.
Big up, 12 man, my brother, 12 man. Big up, bro.
12
Big up,
12 man in the ends, man.
Go and subscribe to this guy, mate.
The Gomez lover.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Oh, it's 28, by the way, Gomez today, guys. 28. So yesterday.
Is he?
Yesterday, yeah. Yeah, he's 28 years old. Longest serving Liverpool player, by the way. So that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
Scott likes him, Scott likes him a lot.
Yeah, everybody likes him, man. He's always, he's always been a good guy. And when players come into Liverpool Football Club, he's the first one that welcomes them in, and he's always looking after people, man. Very nice guy, man. Shout out to Lee. Stayed up late on Friday night. I see ladder. Big up, bro. Big up for that.
I felt sorry for him. In the FA Cup when he had to come off.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for him. You could see in his face he was just like proper upset. Do you know what I mean?
Not this again
really
kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
I really felt it for him.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Wonderful guy, man.
He's done some brilliant games for us. I think the best game is when he like stifled Saka. Saka couldn't even breathe. Saka had nothing. He had no trickery. He didn't go past him once. I was like, wow. I actually felt sorry for Saka. So I like Saka.
Listen, if anyone want to come up from the chat, come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna send the link to you guys. If you guys want to come on, man. Enjoy me, Uncle Rod and Anton, man.
What I liked? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I liked, right? One of the things I liked is what Kalati did to Fred. Do you remember that when Kalati did to Fred?
That's cold.
Fred told him to stick up. He's like, he looked at him like this. He just like picked up.
I know that child, like a child.
Kalati's not nice, you know. Kalati needs to behave himself, man.
Is that child? What are you doing? What are you doing?
You know what it is? He literally looked. You know what he did, right? He literally looked down at him like that. I was like,
"What are you doing? What are you doing?"
That's not nice. It's not nice. That's not nice at all.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's when we cry, you know. That's when we cry.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it, because I remember I was thinking about sort of like when what's his name? Sterling tried to stick it on Gomez.
Oh, man, I remember that.
Brother, we are good, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm from South London like you, bro. And I'm playing.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. That was just quality. I've always liked Gomez. I think Gomez, that name,
he's one of the most unluckiest players in football, in my opinion. We're forgetting, the season we won the league. He was part of that team that actually won the league. He was a centre back partner with Virgil.
Yeah, he was.
So to cut across you, guys. Fuzzy, can you send Beijing the link? He wants to come in.
It's on the screen. Anyone can come on. Anyone wants to come on? Come on. I'll split the screen everywhere. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you about the things.
12th man, Lee, Beijing, anyone? It's up to you guys, man. We're celebrating here. We're celebrating.
Can you not see me?
Yeah, of course.
Well, my screen is showing me, but I want to look in your screen. It looks like it's all black.
No,
black. I'm black, but okay.
Stop that.
You dickhead.
On the screen it says I can only see one little light in the corner, but on the bottom part it shows me fully. My hands are waving like that. But on the screen, next onto your pit, it's a.
You got to do a landscape on your thing, my friend. The reason you don't see people, you got to turn it around.
Landscape. That's too complicated.
I know it's complicated for you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I know. I'm still ducking the dark cages, man.
Get out and come back in. Get out and come back in, bro. Get out and come back in.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. We'll never do time.
I said Flintstones, you know.
I'll never do time. We'll never get on time.
Listen, if we get our targets, yeah.
Oh, that
we get our targets
so nice.
that we need.
Yeah, guys. Let me just read the comment.
We got targets that we get that we need, and they better. It's pressure.
Yeah.
It's pressure. It's pressure. It is pressure on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There you go, Uncle. You can speak.
Stop that, man. You're stuck it right on me, there. Stop that. I love that, you know that.
Yeah, Anton, you can speak. Go on, bro.
Let me see my hair. Let me see my hair.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. There he goes.
Well, you get you trim off.
New trim, bro. New trim.
Yeah, right. That you.
Yeah, man.
So what's your expectations for next season, then? Come on, guys. Talk to me.
Oh, that's a really good one. Just challenging again. Hopefully challenging again, and I'll take one of the big cups, man. Again, I'll take one of the big cups. If not both of them, I'm not greedy. There's other cups that the other teams can win, but the 2 big cups would be nice. You know, Premier League and the Champions League would work wonders. You know, that's it. I'm not greedy though, guys.
No, it's the most important thing is retaining the league, innit, guys? Like we've got to retain that. That's the number one thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just to eclipse Man United, obviously. We're joint with them for the 20. But if we get the 21, then they can't chat to us. Nobody can chat to us. So that's the most important thing. That should be the target for next season. And then we could concentrate on the Champions League next. For example, guys, if you look at this season, we've put so much in the Champions League in the beginning of it. We finished top. We finished top, which was worthless. But if you look at it, we've learned a lot from last season in regards to the Champions League. So what we could do next season is don't put too much energy into the Champions League in the beginning phase. So just finish in the top 8, and then we'll see who we get after that. Because no matter who we're going to get, it's going to be hard anyway.
First, I think everyone's going to follow that mode, you know, because they think, you know what, look what happened to Liverpool. They burnt out. When it, you know what I mean? I thought a lot of teams are going to, no, this game is going to be a bit savvy, and we're going to play this kind of player, this couple of players, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to do that one, man.
Yeah.
I really think, because it was the first time we're doing this
because we thought like you finished top and, you know, you get an easy ride, but we didn't, you know what I mean? So
no, you finished top, you did a harder ride, which is the worst. I've never said that in my life.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel this is what Liverpool's project should be for every season. Yeah, is win the league. Yeah, because that's your bread and butter. Yeah, that's the main thing that you should be going to win the league. Yeah, right, and then everything else is second. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you know what, isn't it? Like what Bill Shankly, the famous Bill Shankly, said all those years ago, right? Winning the league is your bread and butter. Winning the league sets you up for everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. So he goes like, winning the league, and if we go with a mindset as that, say, right, you know what, the first thing we want to do is retain the league, and then everything else will come after that, will fall into place. That's what happens. So it usually happens. Everything else falls into place after that when you sort of like when you go for league. You know what I mean? Because you gain this momentum in the day that never stops, and they carry that into the European Cup, and you know. And then what is it today? It's like when you got the League Cup and the FA Cup, that's when you can start sort of like moving around your team and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if your main objective is to win that league at the end of the day, right? Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you cannot go wrong if you put that as your main objective. That's the top of your list to win that league.
Oh, 100%.
And then everything else that day comes after. That's me anyway. Because as I said before, if we come out each season just winning the league, right? I'm fine with that. I'm more than happy with that.
No, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Well,
you did say that. You did say
Big
that.
up, Lee, man.
Bitch in the area, man. Go do that, man. Well, go on,
No.
Yes, Paige, my brother.
All for you, Lee. All for you, brother.
I didn't get that.
Putting his soundboard and stuff. Look at that. Big up to my brothers, man. How you man doing?
Hey,
all sweet, brother.
Seeing you, brother. You know
All's good.
Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, bro. Can't complain.
Exciting news for Liverpool, huh?
No, man.
Yeah.
Best thing ever, bro. What do you think of it, Lee?
Do you know what?
I'm excited still. We know Frimpong's done. Kirkez is agreed to terms. Is just in negotiation now with Bournemouth and Liverpool on the fee. I'm hearing rumblings is 40 million, not the 50 that they want. I guess that's because of Hughes' connection with Bournemouth, which is good business.
Hold on, that's mates rates. That's the mates rates. Rod was talking about. Remember last year? Sorry, we're gonna carry on, Rod. Carry on, Bart.
Go ahead.
Then we got Wirtz right now. Fabrizio just sent out another tweet an hour ago that terms agreed with the player and Liverpool. It's just the negotiations now with the fee for at Leverkusen. So that's probably going to get done. Yeah, it is Wirtz. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably going to happen this weekend. I was talking to you, Rob, about Hincapié. That's the rumblings right now coming out from there now as well. Alvarez, we heard about.
Yeah.
Realistically, we got a DM cover by Sechic, so I think he can do that job and give Gravenberch some cover there. Because Sechic is a baller. He's a baller.
You like him as well, yeah?
Yeah.
I said that, man.
The boy could play. He could play.
Said that, man.
He's a squad player. He's a squad player.
Do you think, bro? Because this is what I was saying today. I like Sechic. Don't get me wrong. I like him. But I do feel at the end of the day we still need to buy a DM. You know what I mean?
No. You know why? I can tell you why. Grav is your DM, but Slot's gonna run a double pivot next year with Grav and Szoboszlai as your double pivot. Szoboszlai's got the legs for the midfield. McAllister is gonna get pushed further up, and Wirtz is gonna be your second striker type of situation. But where a lot of people need to realize when it comes to Florian Wirtz is, if you guys remember, he loves the left side in the pocket. Exactly
I did say that.
Exactly where Coutinho liked to operate. That is his space. He loves that space.
Stop it.
He does damage in that space. So you're going to see a completely different team. You're going to see the fullbacks doing well, the wingbacks doing, I can call them fullbacks, wingbacks. They can be a mixture of both. They're going to be bombing up and down the sidelines. The midfield is going to be completely compact compared to being open up like how it happened this season. And then you're going to see Mo having a lot of space to operate in.
So what you're saying is McAllister and Szoboszlai switches positions.
Correct.
Yeah? So then Szoboszlai becomes our new DM as such.
Correct. It can be a double pivot between him and Gravenberch, because Szoboszlai's got the legs to run. He's got pace. He's way quicker than McAllister. So
I would say that. Yeah.
It's a better coverage for Mr. Locke. And Szoboszlai's come on and said that, the 8 is his better position, not the 10. So I think we just honestly, guys, I think we just need to get another centre back. Hincapié would fill that spot. I think you keep Joy G, because I like Joy.
I want to ask you a question about that, Adrian. I know what you're saying. I know what you guys are saying about Hincapié. In my opinion, in my honest opinion, because we've got Virgil for 2 years and we've got Salah for 2 years, I think it's the perfect time to get replacements for them right now, this summer, so they could learn under these players. Like Mamadashvili is coming obviously in the summer. He's going to be learning under Alisson, isn't he? So similar things like that. So, when Van Dijk and Salah leave, is a smooth transition. So
that's
we don't have to.
Hincapié.
You don't have to spend a lot of money. Is Hincapié that defender though, that presence at the back? Because I don't know about you guys. We've been through a lot of defenders after Alan Hansen, and they were all terrible. Apart from probably you could say Hoopier. Other than that, and Agger was injured a lot. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
We need something. There's never going to be something similar to Van Dijk. We know that already. But we need something close to him. That's what I'm trying to say, guys.
That would have been Huijsen, but he's gone to Madrid.
So
who else do you get? He's gone to Madrid.
There's 2 players you can look at. To probably fill that gap, right? You got 2 choices. Is either Hincapié or Hato for Ajax.
Yes, either or. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
I would choose Hato.
Because he's got the age, isn't it? Is it age?
He's younger, and he could be quicker. It could be quicker. and it's smaller. It's smaller than Capier.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's agile. It's more agile.
Yeah. And he's a captain already.
Yeah.
My biggest concern,
higher ceiling.
Yeah, my biggest concern is Konate.
Yes.
That's my biggest concern, because if he decides that he doesn't want to sign a contract this summer, you have to sell him. You have to sell him.
Of course,
you have no choice.
Yeah, of course you have to. Yeah.
If he doesn't sign, just don't play him.
No. Because then you can let him walk on a free. I am done with you walking players on a free, bro.
Yeah.
I'm done with it, bro. No. You gotta sell him. You be like, hey, you don't sign the contract, you're gone.
No, it's true. It's true. I think
it's true though, yeah, man.
I think what it is, the kind of new look to Liverpool is gonna be the fact that you're gonna have to start getting ruthless.
Yeah, 100%.
We have to because as you said, Beijing and day, right? Yeah, we can't have another situation like a catastrophe like what's happened with Trent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We can't have that again because we had it years before with McManaman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a similar situation like that with Mascherano when he went to Barcelona for $500,000 cheaper than what we bought him for. Do you know what I mean? And he was rated the best sort of like midfielder in Europe at that time. We should at least picked up 50 million for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I think it's time to be ruthless to say, well, look, all right, then you know what, bro? You know what I mean? As much as I like Konate, because we all know I love Konate as a player, and I think he's good to have around the club because he's his personality. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have to say to him, look, bro, if you're not gonna sign, man, well, we're gonna have to sell you. We have to sell you. We're gonna have to sell you. We have to sell you now and pick up what money we can for you. Do you know what I mean? You understand? Even if it's like a 30 or 40 million, we're gonna have to recoup that because we can't have you going for a free next season. We can't have that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if
it's worth more than 40 million. It's worth more than 40 million, though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like he's worth more than 40 million. I know that, Anton. I know that, but like it might come to a situation where you have to just pick up what you can pick up for him.
Cool.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's stalling. Do you understand what I'm getting? You know what I mean? Because like somebody could offer you 40 million. He said, "Nah, man, I'll take that, brother. I want more than that, right?" And then another offer doesn't come in, and he end up going for free. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
true.
Gone from 40 million to no million. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
It's basically getting what you can get at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he has to sort himself out. He has to say, well, look, what he's doing. You know what I mean? Am I going to stay and sign another contract, or am I going to sort of like go? Do you know what I mean?
Should I stay or should I go?
Go. Lee, what do you think of the team I put up there for next season? What do you think of it, man? Like, would you swap anyone else? Do we really? You said we don't really need a DM. Obviously, we're going to get Besic back. What do you think of that? Like, because I've heard Alvarez talks is happening as well.
Yes.
Nunez moving the other way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ultimate dream, bro.
What do you think of that team? Like, if it was you, like, what do you think of it? Would you be happy with that?
The team is good, bro, because then you still got squad depth. You still got Diaz. You still got, Diaz may go to Barcelona. He's holding off on contract talks right now and waiting to see what Barca's going to do. You still got Szoboszlai. That's there. Listen, this team can compete because realistically, you really need 16 players at max to compete on all levels, on every competition that you got. Realistically, because you still got to remember, we still have kids that's going to be coming back too, right? Yeah. I know some of them may get sold, but you got Owen Beck, that's the left back that you still got to deal with. You've got
where's he gone?
He's out on loan.
Oh wait, Owen Beck is the Ian Rush's left unit.
Yeah, he's a left back. Yeah. And then
it's tidy, you know.
Yeah, and then you've got Cal's favorite DM. What's his name? That's injured. The kid.
He's injured?
Yeah, he's injured with a shoulder injury right now for the last while for Liverpool.
McConnell?
Oh, what's his name?
McConnell?
No, not McConnell. He's DM. He's a DM. Why is
He
his
plays for
name
Liverpool?
slipping me? Yeah, he plays for Liverpool. He played for us this season too.
Bajcetic.
No, not Bajcetic. Not
No, he played for this
Bajcetic.
season.
He played for us this season.
English boy.
Morton, Tyler Morton. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I swear they
Tyler
said they're
Morton.
gonna sell him. I swear they said something about they're gonna sell him.
Yeah. So if we get Alvarez, who is ideally who I want, I'm happy because I am not on the Isak train. I got PTSD with
And don't forget
Naby Keita.
Doak as well. Doak.
Yeah, Ben. I think he will be sold. But I got PTSD Ben Doak. I think he'll get sold.
Yeah, he's getting sold. He's getting sold.
Yeah.
You could
But I got
Against the Rangers or something.
Yeah.
No, he's going somewhere else. He's going somewhere else.
He's gonna go somewhere else. But I got serious PTSD with Naby Keita, with Thiago. I don't want to take no risk with Isak. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
His injury record's not as bad as them two, bro. Come on, man.
That's
hard, man.
Listen.
You're a fuzzy, man.
Nah. I can be honest with you, right? Chris Angel on our team.
It doesn't fit us, man. It doesn't fit us, man.
Chris Angel on our team, his profession is in the medical field. He's done some stuff with Uncle Rod's, so Uncle Rod's could tell you. So that's his field. He's actually studying to be a surgeon right now in that field. You see the amount of leg injuries he's having, and the last ones he's had is a hamstring. We were talking the other day. We did a show. We were talking, and he was talking about it on the show. He's got an ACL waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Ticket time bomb, as they call it, isn't it?
It's a ticket time bomb right now.
For real.
I'm telling you, man, something's not right. You can see by the way he runs, there's something not right with him.
So you're telling me tomorrow I can go in the bookies and say, look, I want £50 on that my man getting an ACL in the next 6 months.
Hey, I ain't recommending anyone to do any gambling, but that's your choice, bro. That's your choice.
You know what it is, Nate? You know what it is? I think if it comes from Chris Angel, he knows what he's talking about. That's what I'm saying.
Does.
That's why I'm inclined to believe, because that show that we done, and we, I can't remember who we was talking about now. But
you were talking about the knees when he was showing the
but who was injured? Who was injured at the time then?
Who was it?
Diaz?
I think it was Thiago. You know. I think it was Thiago. You know.
It was one of them guys. It was one of them guys.
Yeah.
Thiago.
1 second.
Or
talk, man.
It probably was Thiago, and he got that, had that thing, didn't he? He had that thing, and he said like the injury, what happened? He goes like, what's actually happened? And it's actually snapped away.
Yeah.
And they have to sort of like they literally have to sort of like harvest another bone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff. He broke it down so well, that it was just like really like I was at homed in. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was homed in.
Yeah.
So if he's saying something like that with Isak, I'm inclined to believe that. Do you know what I mean? I'm really inclined to believe that. So stay away.
I don't want any more injury prone.
And he will cost more than Alvarez. He will cost more
100%.
than Alvarez as well. So there's no point.
They already said they want 150 for him. I'm sorry, I'm not giving 150 for Isak. I'm not doing it.
They don't need to sell, though, do they, Bajan? No,
they don't need to sell.
No. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But would you put in that with that team? With that team there, would you put Shirky as well?
Who?
Shirky for Leon. Would you put
Shirky's you loving that soundboard, huh?
I love that you know.
Shirky's a deal. I mean, you can get him for 25 million. He's a deal. I mean, he's squad depth.
Take him in. Take him in. Give him
I'm
shelter.
taking him all day long, bro.
Water him, man. Come on, take him in. Give him
All day
shelter.
long.
We can have someone like that.
Yeah.
A team playing against that team, or same with that dream team we get now. That Alvarez and all them guys coming in. I can see a team just say, you know what, fuck this. We're going to play low block. Someone like Turkey coming on and doing something out of the blue, out of the hat, bam, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
You put him on, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's bound to happen. He's doing a trickery, go past the man, they're going to foul him.
Yeah.
Or you make a pass, something no one else would see, I would take him. He's a maverick, though. He's a maverick. I heard he's a maverick, though. He doesn't really train well.
That can be ironed out, bro.
He doesn't really train well on that. You know what I mean?
You just need to have the right players in your team and senior players that can get him to change his his mindset. But for me, Jota and Nunez needs to go from the squad.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I listen.
I'll pay for the ticket, and I'll pay for the ticket.
Listen, for
I'll
me,
pay for the train ticket all day.
Jota's time has ran out. Yeah. His availability is my problem, and I can't have you in a team with not having that availability. I can't, because now you're unreliable, in my opinion.
I know.
So that's my issue with Jota. It's sad because when he's on it, he could score. But his legs are gone. They're gone. And this season when he got that injury, when the youth landed on him, I'm convinced he had a punctured lung, and that's affecting him as well.
And they said about his rib, it was a rib thing. They said it was a rib.
They said it was ribs, but I think his lungs got punched. I think it got punched.
They said it was a bruised rib.
Yes.
Bruised rib.
And look how long he was out. Look how long he was out.
I know. That's not even 2 weeks, I think.
He was out for at least 2.5, 3 months. Right. He had a punctured lung. I'm telling you. Even Angels suspected that he had a punctured lung.
Yeah, I agree.
But we need 2 nines. We definitely need 2 nines.
Yeah, so bring in Shirky as well, bro.
Shirky can cover that position.
Yeah,
because between the two of them, false nine. Between Nunez and Jota, do you guys know how much GA they had for us this season?
How much?
22 GA between 2 players as your strikers.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
It's not good, is it?
No.
It's not good.
No. It's terrible, bro.
It's awful.
All right.
Bro. If I was them, I'm handing my resignation now, bro. If I'm airing that, 22 between us, guys, let's just go home, man. Let's leave them. Liverpool, we're sorry. We're gonna leave.
You're not getting no dinner today. You're not getting no dinner.
All right.
Terrible.
All right.
What's going on, 12 man? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
Here is a football romantic now.
Yeah. Exactly.
A typical Liverpool fan, isn't it?
You know how a seesaw works. You need someone on the other side of the seesaw to make it actually work out. So
you sure?
Oh man, guys, there's a lot to digest there.
Well, I like how you don't link me these days, brother. But I like how you don't link me these days. You got missing like you don't want to. The man's avoiding me like he owes me money and
things. Get out!
You know what I mean?
Get out of here! I don't get the invites anymore. I don't get the invites
stop
anymore.
that, man. Leg of that, man.
That's how it is. I don't just show up at people's houses.
That's too right, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm inviting you enough time. I stop that, man. You know what I mean?
Oh no, never that. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Ross, next time send an invite like bailiff.
Yeah. Knocking on the door like you're the police.
Warning and that. You know what I mean?
I just got a little pushback to say on the whole 9. Look, I agree with the Isak portions of what Barnes had to say, but I think the bigger thing, or the bigger perspective that sometimes people leave out, is that it's not about the number 9, as in Darwin Nunez. You can say what you want about him. I know that not many people on this panel are fans of him. But I didn't say everyone. I said there was some. Oh, he had to leave. But anyway, Darwin Nunez is not big fan of, or some more people are not big fan of Darwin Nunez. But Ahata, on the other hand, there are people that have soured on him because of his injury record. I can understand that too.
Who's that?
Jota, as you guys pronounce it.
Oh, yeah.
The J is pronounced H in Portuguese. But then you go as far as you say, look at the players we've had in number 9. That's what I'm trying to get at.
With that team there, would you put Shirky as well?
Who?
Yeah.
Shirky.
Oh.
For Leon, would you put
no.
What's the thing?
Shirky's you like.
Oh, I know. I hear. I thought I heard someone. I didn't want
Shirky.
Yep.
Shirky's a deal. I mean, you can get him for 25 million. He's a deal.
Oh, I know. Yeah. That was already said.
Take him in. Give him
I'll take Fuzzy. What's wrong with your thing?
What?
Oh yeah. It was playing audio. Yeah, repeating some.
Oh, sorry, guys. Carry on.
Yeah. I just to end what I was, or at least try to end what I was trying to say is this: if you look at the number 9, I wouldn't say whether it is Chiesa who's just played at the number 9, whether it is Diaz that's played at the number 9, whether it's been Hata that's played at the number 9, whether it's been Nunez that's played at the number 9. All those players aren't bad players. I'm just trying to emphasize the fact that they're just not. This system that Slot has doesn't emphasize a number 9 getting numbers the way that we all perceptualize a number 9 should have. And I think sometimes when we evaluate these players or put them on that scale, we're looking at them as, oh, they should be hitting like Isak. Well, Isak plays in a completely different system. Oh, he should be hitting like Haaland is. Well, Haaland plays in a completely different system.
Yeah.
If we're going to look at it like as it, and we've got Alvarez, I'm totally on board with. I've been saying Alvarez would be a great addition. I think we might see Wirtz play in that role. We might even see Cody Hakpo. That's at least my call to even like occasionally play in this 9 role, because the 9 role isn't exactly just that, what everyone thinks of it as being an outright striker. It's a role in this system, at least the way we play with it, as being a false 9. And we're going to be looking at more like Bobby Firmino numbers, and as long as people are accepting of that and not thinking, oh, we should have Haaland numbers or Isak numbers or even Chris Wood numbers, if you want to get to that point, that's what we have to visualize. And I don't think that that's an easy visualization by a lot of fans, because we all automatically say we should have a 9 that bangs. We should have a 9 that like really, is hitting the same numbers as these other 9s. And we don't have our position isn't set up like that. Our wingers are, if we have low GA in our wingers, but then again, I say this to Barnes, we have possibly the highest GA in our wingers in the Premier League, if not in Europe.
Correct.
Think about that.
It's true. It is true.
The only thing I'll push back on that is my only problem in the day with these 2 players, like your Darwin Nunez and like your Jota. My problem with Darwin Nunez at the day is like when he's in front of the goal, he can't hit the target. Do you know what I mean? And it eases the target, right? And he's always getting caught offside. I know, innit?
I'm sorry. That's true. You're 100% right. I was just about to say it. Rods, you damn mind tricked me, bro. Go carry on.
Yeah. So he's always getting caught offside. And I think a player of his experience should not be getting caught offside so many times. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's one thing. And plus as well, I've been sort of like Darwin Nunez' biggest advocate. You know what I mean? Ever since he's gone, I said, give him.
That's why I said some. I said some, not all.
No.
I said some people, not all. I didn't.
I hear exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what
He's throwing shots at me.
Yeah, I know.
Is it
But
just
like, so basically, I've given him time. Yeah. But when you look at when we're talking about Jota now, when Jota's available, he could be one of the best 9s in Europe when he's available. You know what I mean? But it's just the fact that in day that he's not available as often as we want him to be available. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's where you have your problem with someone like Jota, because Jota in day is a player in day that I like. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've liked ever since he coming to Liverpool from Wolves at the day, right? I say, man, these are the players that we need to be going for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's supposed to actually take us to the next level, Uncle.
Next level.
From Origi and that,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
he was.
The thing is about, and even when you look at Origi now, right? Origi at the day was available more times than what sort of like Jota was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if coming on sub.
Yeah, therefore, that's what I say. Therefore, he scored some really clutch goals, right? Yeah. But when it comes to Jota, the only problem that I have with Jota is his availability. And I think at the day, sort of like, if you're going to play for Liverpool Football Club, this prestigious sort of like, empire, as it were, right? Your availability has to be much more better than what it is, because you got to forget that if Jota goes out injured, if Jota gets injured in the day, right, at the day, he's going to be out for a minimum 3 months. A minimum 3
and it's not even injuries due to operation. It's an impact injuries. That's the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
One season. Do you know what? One season and Jota went uninjured one season. You know how many goals he scored? He scored over 20 goals.
Wow.
In all competitions today. And listen, this is what I'm talking about. Availability.
Someone said that before. Like, he's one of the best finishers at the club, if not
the
best finisher at the club.
Without doubt.
If not the best finisher. But he's not available. That's the thing about him. Mr. Man is the goal. Him and Darwin, listen, from the time Darwin missed the goal against Luton, I washed my hands like Pontius Pilate, bro. I was like, no.
What about Villa? What about Villa?
Finish. No. With the Villa one.
That was worse.
No, it's not. You know why it wasn't worse? Because where the angle was, and he's using his right foot or left foot.
Nah, Anton. Nah.
Villa was an empty goal, and
Villa, he hit.
Anton, I was at the game. I was at the game in Luton.
Go back. Watch the game, right?
I was at the game.
Let me finish. If you look at the lines of the 6-yard box, it was more on the left-hand side than the right. It was 100%. Look at it again. It wasn't in the middle of the goal.
Brother, let me show you something.
With the Luton game,
I was there.
Almost inside the fucking goal.
I was there.
My man was 2 yards away from the goal. My man could use his bum cheeks
to
score that goal.
When I try to show you,
he could have turned around and used his bum cheeks and scored that goal. I lost it.
Brother, what I'm trying to show you at the end of the day, what I'm trying to show you is the game in Luton. I was there. I was a steward there, and I was right by the side where we were scoring because I was like on the.
Okay, so you was there, but I saw all the camera angles, bro.
I saw
all the camera angles, bro.
Yeah, but hold on, Anton, hold on. What I'm trying to say to you today.
You don't have the answers, Sway. You don't have the answers.
All I know, right? When you look at sort of like the Aston Villa thing, right? When you look at the Aston Villa thing, right?
Yeah.
The Aston Villa thing, there was no excuse. There was no excuse why he should not have put that ball in the back of there. There's just no excuse. That to me at the day,
there was a defender next to him.
No. It was an open goal. It was an open goal.
Can we all agree when there's a defender there? Yes or no?
No, it was an open goal, bro.
Was there a defender?
It was an open goal.
Anton, the defender came after. The defender came after.
It was an open goal.
It was an open goal, bro.
That's still pressure.
No, after.
Listen to me.
A striker should not fail in that instant. I'm sorry.
He's not having it.
Anton, listen to me.
Yeah.
When you have your striker hit the bars 4 times in one game, I got a problem, honestly. And I can combat 12th man. And I can say something wild right now that you guys might not agree with me, right? The only thing I can agree with 12th man is I don't need my striker to be hitting 20 goals. No. I just want him that when he has opportunities, he puts them away.
Yeah.
Okay? That's for me. So, because for me, I don't rate Erling Haaland. I don't. Okay. And I can tell you my reason why. If Haaland gets no service and he doesn't get the ball put into to positions for him to score a ball, he don't score. He can't create his own shot. He can't take out a defender with dribbling ability. So if you shut down the midfield, that's why he has not scored a goal in months. And I know he was injured, but still, if he doesn't get stuff put for him on a plate, he will not score.
That's why Man City is different now. That's why they're different.
Exactly.
It's over.
It's over. That's why he don't score against big teams like Liverpool. Because once you shut him down and you don't give him the ball in the right position, he ain't scoring that ball. He's not.
Yeah.
But would you take him now? Would you take him?
No, I'm not taking him because I don't
rate
him.
In our team now.
No.
What,
I don't rate.
All the people giving him service.
No, I don't want Haaland. Don't.
Can I respond to
rubbish, bro?
I don't want Haaland. I want Alvarez because I think Alvarez.
I've always said Alvarez is a better player, but yeah, go on, 12th man, bro.
Go on, 12th.
Let me just respond to both the Barnes and both Rod's statements. Then, as far as offsides, I would say this: the one issue, and this is something that we can all see if we want to do the eye test, is that how many times do you see Darwin Nunez make runs, if not just Nunez, but just the forwards normally, but Nunez especially make runs and the ball's never passed.
I agree with you.
you're right.
I know that there's times when he'll be offsides and everything else. However, if you look at the numbers, last year, I will give you, he was off an enormous amount of times, and it was shocking how much he was offsides. But that's also probably because he's not the passes aren't being timed well enough for him to be onside. Okay, if you look at his numbers, I wrote them down for myself. 17 times he was offside in the first year. 33 times he was off last year. It's an enormous number. Terrible. However, this year he's been offside 12 times. Okay, so it's not as though, and this is something that he worked on during with Uruguay to better time his runs and everything and the likes. But with offsides, a lot of times it's I get that it could be frustrating, but even the best players are offsides. Mohamed Salah has been offsides. Cody gets offsides occasionally. Those things happen. But I would like that number to go down and him to be able to conceal to have a manageable number. But if you're not getting the pass, yes, you're going to be offsides because you're tempting to go off and go on and make these runs. And then when they finally do, oh well, I might as well pass to him. Now he's offsides.
So
12. The other point.
I was going to tell you something before you said how much times he was offside. I was going to tell you, Darwin Nunez owes Beijing Reds TV about $300,000 for his career in offsides at Liverpool, bro.
Okay.
10,000 every time he's offside since he's been here. Yeah. Okay. A lot of money.
It would be a lot of money if he owed you that. It'd be a lot of money.
But
the quick other point I was just going to land by the quick other point that you made about Hatta. I understand too that he is injured. He's been injured a bunch, and his availability has always been something of a question mark now, especially, and it's something that I can concede. Look, one of the major reasons why I've said that I got a lot of flack. I know Pops always brings it up about me saying, hey, you know what? If Konate can't get his injury status, like his availability under control, then I don't know if going forward with Konate or trying to would be a good idea. But what I can say is, if you look at Hatta performs possibly the best when he's in a shadow striker mode or in a shadow striker position. He's we saw when he played with Darwin Nunez, he got that game-winning, I think it was game-winning release, the equalizer in that game. I think it was the game-winner. Assist was from Nunez.
Yeah.
Slot came out and said it himself because people were like, oh, well, was Hatta or are they switching around or doing that? No, Hatta was playing as a shadow striker. He's playing as in the midfield.
Was it the West Ham game?
Shadow striker. I'd have to double check.
Everton
remembers. I think it was the Everton game. I want to say
it was the Everton game.
He scored in that game. Yeah, he was the number 10.
The Everton game when he come in and turned, he twisted and turned and put it.
Scored that goal.
The keeper.
When they said he was offside or someone was offside when the ball was going to someone.
Diaz was offside. Diaz was standing offside position, and then the ball was passed to him, but they set him back, put the foot out. What's his name? That dirty bastard. Tarkovsky.
But the only thing I would land on right now is saying the key point of what I'm saying is all four of those players are not booty players. They're not terrible. They're not bad players. And if you have four players that have not shown any prolific action as being a number 9, you have to then say it's the role on the club, not the player. And if anything, you might have to find a player that is more suited to that role. I can give you that. But saying that he's a bad number 9, I don't think is accurate because I truly think that Darwin Nunez is going to go on to like an Atletico Madrid, some other team, and bang the same way he banged
when he's a different league. He's probably going to be suited.
He will do that. 12 man. He will do that. He will go to sort of like Spain, you know what I mean, and bang over there. He'll probably he can go to Italy and bang over there.
Yeah, possibly.
Go to Germany and bang over there. I mean, I had the discussion before about that. It's just that the fact what I feel at the end of the day, this is what I honestly feel. I feel the Premier League, the English football is not suited to him.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Now, necessarily, that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, look at Diego Forlan. Diego Forlan came to England for Independiente, right? He came to England and he played for Man United. He couldn't score for love of money, He left. He even scored 2 goals against us, and the Man United guys will always remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so he's left. He's left England and he's gone to Villarreal. Starts banging. By the time he got to sort of like Atletico Madrid, he was one of the strikers in Europe. Do you know what I mean? But so really and truly, when we talk about Darwin Nunez, right? I don't feel that he's a bad player overall. I just feel that this league is not suited to him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Agreed.
And it's true what you're saying. It's true what you're saying. Often it's a bit. I've seen times at the day, certain games at the day where Darwin Nunez is free.
He's nobody's passing him the ball. Yeah.
He's passing the ball.
Yeah. I did not pass.
Yeah.
We actually, me and Uncle Ross sat through that game, innit, Uncle Ross? The Lille game.
You know what, guys? I agree with that.
They were passing Salah. Do you know what I mean?
I remember. One second, Andy. I remember it was the Lille game. Me and Uncle Ross were there that day, and straight away after the game, me and Uncle Ross met, and we said the same thing, didn't we, Unks?
Yeah.
Why did they pass the ball to him? Why are they ignoring him? Yeah.
It was
same thing we said, Andy. Same thing at the same time.
You know what, guys? You know, for me, right? A reason why you see that, I understand when I like this 12 point when you see it from the other end. I love seeing another perspective. But I feel like the players see that he's not that good, and it's like once bitten, twice shy. It's like I passed you before. I remember when I passed you there, and I feel like psychologically they're like, no, I'm gonna give it to Salah because it's more reliable. It more get end product or a pass or something from it. With Darwin Nunez, for me, this is my opinion, right? I think I think he's an athlete. For me, he's not a footballer. Why? He's got a poor touch. He's got no awareness.
Nope.
He doesn't really scan. His set-up play, his hold-up play is quite ridiculous.
Average.
His decision making is quite amateur. When he comes on the field, it looks like an amateur just starting out as pro. I'm serious. It's so bad. Honestly, I check him out.
No, it's true. Yeah.
You see me when it comes to someone like that, because since young, as a kid, right, I'm born here, English football, right. I've never liked it. I've always liked abroad football, Spanish football, Latin football, Argentinian football, Brazilian football, because of their flair. Right. When someone says to you, you know what, we're going in for a player, say, you know what, we're going in for South America, and everyone was excited. Because you know why? Because you thought he's going to have flair, he's going to have skill, he's going to have touch, there's going to be something about him. He's the only one. He's unique in that. I'm sorry to say, he's unique in that. He's the only one that you thought, oh my God, you think it that. When you saw the YouTube, he's like, oh my God, it's going to be the same thing, that South American. He's going to have flair, he's going to have touch, he's going to be skillful. He was none of the above. For me, he's the worst South American I've ever seen. I know Rod said about Diego Forlan. Diego Forlan was playing for Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson had 4 other strikers in front of him as well. So if you didn't score that one game, bam, you're not putting on for that 3 games.
But Anton,
but you couldn't knock Diego Forlan's technique, his touch, his intellect, his all-round play. Darwin Nunez he doesn't have nothing but running.
Yeah, Diego Forlan. What I'm trying to say, Diego Forlan, when you go back and look at Diego Forlan, there was nothing wrong with his footballing ability. Yeah, he just wasn't putting the ball in the back of net.
That's it.
Every time that he got played against,
I heard that, but he didn't get the chances. He didn't get the chances.
Hold on. He got many chances. Diego Forlan got many chances.
He did.
To shine in that team in the day, but he just couldn't do it.
Someone told me. Someone showed me.
Too big for him.
Can someone show me the strike force in that same team, please? Tell me the strike force in that team. All of them. Please tell me now.
Bro. At the end of the day, we know at the end of the day they had ballers in their team. You know what I mean?
Was it Andy Cole?
Man United at the day, right? Back in them days, they were buying ballers. We know that. That's not what we're talking about here.
And nobody's talking about his technical ability. He just wasn't made for this league. That's it. Yeah.
What we're talking about when he started for Liverpool, shame. When he started for Man United, and when he sort of like come on sub with Man United, he just wasn't cutting it. He's only scoring a few goals in there, yeah. So what it wasn't today, right? He left there and went to Spain. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Louis Saha at the end of the day, right? Louis Saha, he had bare strikers in front of him, but he still came to Man United and made an impact. What messed him up was the fact at the day that of his injuries. Alex Ferguson waited 20 months for him to get back fit, yeah? Right? 20 months, you know. He waited for him to get back fit. He played a couple of games and he scored one. He scored a couple, right? But then he was injured again. And then Ferguson said, "Nah, man, I can't deal with you anymore." And he binned him off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But so what is it today, right? He had loads of chances at the day, right? To shine. I'm not saying he's a rubbish player because he wasn't a rubbish player. Yeah. It's just the fact at the day that this league, Pacific League, wasn't for him. It just wasn't for him.
It could be the factor. It could be the factor. It could be the factor. But the thing is, if you look back at the strike force that Man United had and how Alex Ferguson was so cutthroat, you had to shine. Any chance you had to shine. You look at what I said about Solskjaer. Solskjaer used to, bro, this guy used to come on and score bangers. You remember he come on and scored 5 goals.
Yeah, it was a super sub, yeah. I guess Nottingham Forest.
But when he had his chance, he couldn't really do anything. It's always, and they only used him for a sub. So maybe that was maybe his role, and he didn't want to play that role. But he was, Forlan was technically gifted. He could do everything, left foot, right foot. Look at me in the World Cup, bro. That World Cup 2020. 2010. He was fucking one of the best ballers there.
Yeah, hold on.
Come on. I know if Darwin went to Atletico Madrid, I know for a fact the boss is cutting him after the game. I'm telling you, my man's going to fuck him up.
Yeah, Diego Forlan.
Said the same thing about Joe Gomez.
Rods, guys. My battery can die. My battery can die.
Big up, Bajan Lee, man. Big up, bro.
Love.
Big up, bro.
Listen, Barnes, I'll send you the link for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Take care, bro.
Real quick. Let me just since I'm I guess providing the other side of the fence discussion here. I don't have to be full screen. I'll make sure that it goes like that. I was just right.
You're so wrong, you know, Fuzzy. You're wrong.
Okay. Go on, bro. Go on, bro.
The primary thing of what, and I was hoping that Barnes would have been able to hear this and respond to it as well. But this isn't me trying to set a testimonial for Darwin Nunez as being the sole spotlight of what I'm trying to emphasize with our number 9. Mm-hmm. Darwin Nunez might not be delivering the way you guys want him to deliver. He's not even at the level that I would like for him to be delivering because I don't think he's getting the opportunities, and I don't think that the system is set up for him to really prosper in. And it's a case where and the coach has said it too. He came out and said it in this last press conference. Yeah. It's a matter of players adjusting to his system, not his system adjusting to players. So what it comes to is it's a rigid approach towards trying to make Darwin Nunez fit this system. You can't say that someone that had 33 GA last year isn't contributing. You can't say that someone who has like the most 90-minute extra time goals in Premier League history or something like that isn't bringing you memories or making an impact or contribution to the team. You can't say that a player that has you can count on more than, you have to use 2 hands to count how many game winners this player has had for this team. You can't say that person isn't a good contributing player of this team. But what I can say is that, yes, he does not fit a slot number 9. And with that said, I am okay with him moving on, even though I am obviously a big Darwin Nunez fan. I still am saying to myself, he is not going to be able to deliver the kind of numbers that are going to appease the fan base, the coaching, everyone, because he's not set up to be that. I honestly think, and I'm going to land here. I honestly do think that he's set up. He reminds me more of like a Cavani. Okay, if you want to take it, and that's the reason why. Even though you might think that's really crazy, if you do listen to it, if you do follow his history in Uruguay, that's what he's known as. He's known as the next Cavani or the young Cavani or something along those lines. Okay, and it's because he's all about his physicality. He's about his athleticism. He's about the fact that he's going to get behind. He's on press lines. He's going to push lines, and he's going to make things happen that way. All right, and it's about feeding him. Cavani was a terror when it came to obviously his the way that he can just crush you as being a number 9. Yeah. But I want to emphasize the last point is I want to emphasize it's not about Darwin Nunez. I just said four players that have all played our number 9, and none of them, for the most part, have really blown up the spot. Okay, and that's why I'm saying you got to find a number 9 that is willing and able to be fit to be typecast as a slot number 9. That's what I'm going to emphasize.
Edison Cavani.
I do like that.
Edison Cavani in the day, right? To me, in the day, should have stayed at Napoli. He played his best football at Napoli. He was just unbelievable at Napoli. Do you know what I mean?
What was his What was his play? I'm just asking for context for myself and also for everyone. What was his play? What would you rate his play like when he was in the Premier League?
Napoli.
Cavani. No,
at Napoli. Cavani at Napoli.
No, in the Prem.
For Man United.
In the Prem,
yeah.
I think he came too late.
Probably.
If you know what I mean. I think
he came late.
He was all right. It was all right, but
he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
But he went back. He went back to Cleveland, right? And
wait, what?
And so Cavani went from Man United, and then where'd he go after that? Let me double check and make sure.
He went to.
I thought he went to France. PSG, right?
No, he came from France, didn't he?
Oh, okay,
he came from PSG.
Yeah.
He went to Valencia.
Argentina,
He went to Spain. He played 25 games for Valencia, scored 5 goals, it says, in the league. Yeah, and then he went to Boca Juniors after that. 48 games, 14 goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's still at Boca Juniors, sorry. He's still out there.
But I think Cavani, when he was at Napoli, he played some of his best football.
He was
him and
Namsic.
No, that guy. What's that guy? That's that guy.
Oh well, he went to. That's why I was getting confused because he went to Napoli, then he went to PSG. I got you.
Yeah, he played with that other the Argentinian guy. What's his name?
Lavezzi.
That's it, Lavezzi.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Lavezzi. Him and them two, fam. Them two was Them two were they were scoring some goals. I remember at one time Liverpool was looking at Lavezzi. Looking at Lavezzi.
Yeah, they were actually. We was
Yeah, and then I think what it was like the manager at Napoli at that time talked Lavezzi out of it. He said, "Don't go to England and rare this and that." So then he ends up going to PSG. So he goes to PSG first, and then he tells Cavani to come to PSG. Yeah. But like when he got to the Premiership, 12, I think it's a bit late in his career. Do you know what I mean? So you never really saw the best of him. Do you know what I mean? He was okay. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? He wasn't no slouch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you always knew at the end of the day that you're not seeing the best of him. Do you know what I mean? I feel. You know what it is? I feel
10 goals. He had 10 goals.
10 goals, but. Like when he was like with Napoli and when he was in Napoli and stuff like that, he was scoring a bag of goals. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think at the day, when he, originally ended up at the day at sort of like Man United. Remember when he ended up at Man United, he was in his 30s now. Do you know what I mean? So he's probably lost a yard of pace. Do you understand?
But exactly. And can I quickly interject? I'll quickly interject.
Yeah, go on.
Why I brought up Cavani is just that you say he lost a bit of his pace. That's a big portion of his game, though. Okay, and because of that, he wasn't able to possibly be as dynamic as he was at Napoli or PSG or those other teams. And like, of course, I would concede that, but that's just it. Darwin still has that pace, and if he was in or on a team, or especially in a league that allows for that, he could have bagged. And there's a reason why Manchester United tried to get him, because Manchester United don't play with a false 9. They play with a forward, or at that time, they were playing with a forward that they were looking to get behind the line, that they were going to feed the ball to like a proper number 9. If he had that pace, he would have been a dynamic force for them. but he just didn't have that pace.
Yeah.
If Darwin Nunez, for instance, was at a place like that, then and utilizing his pace, you would see actual numbers from him in relation. And I know that you just don't rate him, but I'm just trying to get across that.
No,
players that
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Yeah,
but I can't agree.
Just don't see it. I'm not trying to.
Let me come in.
1 second, 12 man. As always, I've always said this at the day that you should run for president, and I'll be president. You know what I mean? Because you're
brilliant.
I got a cabinet place for you if I do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, like.
But you know what it is with
Secretary of State or something.
You know what it is with Darwin Nunez at the day. What I feel with Darwin Nunez, he probably needs to play in a league at the day that players around him are going to play to his strength. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Play to his strength and sort of like he can. I don't. What I wanted to feel about Darwin Nunez, I don't feel at the end of the day he's like a bad player. Although at the end of the day he's missing sitters, but you know, as you said, in the day, everybody misses sitters, right?
Yeah.
I just feel
Salah just missed one last game.
Yeah.
My point is, Salah just missed one last game.
De Bruyne missed one. See that De Bruyne's one?
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know,
the goalkeeper was new.
It happens.
I think this league, when you look at the league, you know, I don't think it suits him. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, no, I get exactly. And I have not said anything different. I'm not saying anything different than what you're saying.
No. I think, because what you're saying at the day about Darwin Nunez, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, especially when you make the comparisons to Cavani and so forth. You know what I mean? It does make sense. But that's probably like further reinforce what I feel about Darwin Nunez. Yeah. I just don't think you're in the right place.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think
may I come in, please, sir? Everyone, please. May I?
Yeah, got to.
Right. Darwin. Guys, I think you lot are drunk, yeah? And when you look at Darwin playing, you got your beer goggles on. That's what I feel like. You got your beer goggles. It's a saying in England, right? They say you got beer goggles on, you're going to go for any chick. Chick in the club. Any chick. It doesn't matter. She could be haggard. She could be Hunchback of Notre Dame, but drunk. Oh, yeah, she's lovely. You know, she's beautiful. And everyone's like, what?
Right.
I'm sorry. He's so bad.
Oh, he's awful, man. He's awful.
Okay, paw touch. Is hold up play. Just simple stuff. Simple.
Basics in the game.
The basics. Like you learn from 12.
Fundamental basics. Yeah.
Even 12, even earlier than the 8. There's some things he does. I'm like, bro, did you start playing at 15? Like you luckily came into football, or your mum was the local prostitute and she said,
"Oh wow!
Oh my god!
Easy.
I'm sorry.
Take it easy, bro. Don't get me cancelled, man.
I'm looking at him. I'm thinking, how the hell are you pro? Listen, I know you said about this system and it plays to his strengths and all that, yeah, right? But my man played in the Copa America. Oh my days, he was shit. It was poor. It was terrible. It was just like you see in Liverpool. Poor. The amount of times I've seen the chances, they didn't go through because of him. It's a fact.
He's one of the major reasons why, though. He's one of the major reasons why they're going to qualify for a World Cup.
Can I say something in regards to that one, guys?
Copa America.
You know, and we know what he did in Copa America. We know how bad it is. Yeah, you know what I mean? 12 men. A lot. Yes. Listen, me and Anton sat through a couple of hours. Was it the second season, Anton? Was it the second season? I think second season, Anton. We tried to help him out. We tried from our experience in football. We've tried everything. We've tried everything, 12 man. Mate, he's not a footballer, mate. We played football. Me and Anton played. 12 man, I swear. 12 man, I swear. I'm not lying to you.
He's an athlete. He's not a striker.
These are people that's born into football and plays football in some levels anyway, high level, whatever you can say about us. Mm-hmm. I've never seen. I just sat there sometimes and I'm thinking to myself, how did this guy make it into like Liverpool and we didn't? Me and Anton, like
that's how the local.
That's how bad.
That's a wild take, guys.
That's a wild take. 12 man.
That's a wild take.
12 man. I'm an FA coach.
You're basically saying that Klopp has no ability to.
I don't know what they watched that day. I don't know.
No. Look, listen.
We gave him 3 seasons, guys. We gave him 3 seasons. Nobody gets 3 seasons in a big club.
Bro,
you know that,
listen. Look. 12 with Klopp, with Klopp. Klopp is not missing. Do you know why? Because Klopp is human like everyone else. We make mistakes.
Exactly. Everybody makes mistakes, man.
That's the mistake, bro. That's the mistake. He's a mistake. He's terrible.
He's a black sheep,
He's
innit?
rubbish, bro.
Yeah.
He's got his touches.
No offense to either of you. No offense to either of you, but I don't think either of you are getting 33 GA in the Premier League. Sorry.
But
so I mean, like if you
can
someone that's got think about people that have gotten over 30 I'm not even going 33. Just think about how many players have gotten over 30 GA last year. Mm-hmm. How many players? Tell me.
Tell me how many. Listen, I swear to you, bro.
If you got a team like Liverpool, you can do anything, bro. If you put me in Liverpool now, I'll get 15 GA.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Even younger version.
I'm in the building right now. I'll go talk to them upstairs. I'll go talk to them upstairs and tell them.
12 man. I've been to a few games, mate, watching this kid. I've been to a few games watching this kid. Listen, 12 man. I've been to a few games watching this kid, mate. He's not worth it, man. He's not worth the problems, man. Just get rid of him. Get shot of him. Forget about the GA.
I know. Forget about the game winners. Forget about the GA. Forget about
I'm telling you
about the fact that
12 man. I can be positive, but with him, I've tried for 3 seasons, bro. I've tried my best, my hardest, man. And Anton knows, and Uncle Rod knows. I've tried everything.
You don't like him.
No, it's just not good enough, mate. It's just not good enough.
You know what it is, right? You know what it is, right? I'm gonna level this out. I don't think he's a bad footballer. Yeah, I don't think he's a bad footballer. I just think at the end of the day, right, this league is not suited to him. He needs to go.
I think this team is not suited to him more so than the league.
Well, hold on. That 12 man, that could be the case. Mm-hmm. A couple of cases because the team at the day is playing the English style of football, yeah. You know what I mean? So that could correspond to sort of like the league, not for him. I just feel at the day he goes to Spain, Portugal, or Italy, and he cooks. You know what I mean? And I actually would like to see him do that because I feel the pain for him as well. At the end of the day, being at this club and not being able to sort of like, you know, do what he got bought for. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because because at the day it must be something you're not getting with the thing. I just think at the day he's not suited to English style of football. It may be one second, Anton. It may be too fast for him, or it may be too physical for him. But it's something that is not suited to the way that he wants to play. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
He wants to play. Now, I'm not saying that today he's a bad player. I actually rate the player because what it was at the day, right? I was one of the guys at the day when people was getting at him, right? And these guys can attest to it. I was the one at the day. You know what I mean? So now I'm give him another season. Yeah. I've given him 3 seasons, and he still hasn't sort of like reached that potential of like what he's supposed to reach. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, there must be a problem of why he can't reach there, right? We've already established the fact that he's not a bad player. You know what I mean? He's a good player.
Well, right? Some of us have, but yeah.
No, but all right. Let's say for argument's sake, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't rate him. I'm sorry, guys.
No, and that's to each your own. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, let's just say for argument's sake, right? We've established at the day that he's not a bad player. Yeah, let's say that, right? So then at the day, then you've got to look at sort of like, is it the style of like English football? Do you know what I mean? Is it the style of what the team's playing? Obviously, the English team is playing the English way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, right. Is it that? And then you come to the fact that well, it could be that. So then at the day, go and flourish in another league. Then
prove us wrong, innit? Prove us wrong.
Because you know what? If he goes to Atletico, I'm telling you, he goes to Atletico Madrid, right? I feel he cooks over there.
Listen, no,
I feel he cooks.
Big up Mike on that comment, man. Big up Mike on that comment.
Diego Simeone will cook him if he don't score.
He's gonna cook then, isn't he?
Diego Simeone will cook him.
Yeah, but
he's
gonna do something. He's gonna do something over there. So really and truly,
I do find it amazing though that people tend to when you get into a conversation about this player, but this particular player it becomes very, very territorial, or in the sense of like you're either on one side of the fence or the other. No. I'm not, and in the sense of like with if you approve of him or you like his style of play, or you think he's a good player, or you don't think he's a good player, I think that it comes like you'll have two sides of the fence of it. And what I also wanted to say though is that my initial comment was not about necessarily. I mean, I brought up Nunez and Hatta only because they were referenced, but I've been saying that this role in this position and this role with this particular team especially is not suited for an outright number 9, in my opinion. And we keep glazing over that and then talking about how bad Darwin Nunez is in a system that doesn't fit him necessarily. And that's why I'm saying your evaluations are not necessarily consistent with the player. If you said Portugal is a bad league, that's on you. Okay, I understand that. But the guy bagged when he was in Portugal. When he comes here, he's played. You don't want to talk about GA. I saw Abdul's comment. If you don't want to talk about GA, then that's on you too as well. But good players make contributions. If you don't want to talk about game winners, okay, cool, that's on you. Game winners don't matter to you. That it happens. Then every one of those wins, count them as losses. Then in your brain, okay? Because without him being the player that he is, we don't get those W's. Without him being the player that he is, a lot of the games this year especially, we would have not have seen the results that we saw. If it was a place where he got on the pitch and he made our team dramatically worse to the point where we're all scratching our head like, why is he even on the pitch? Or he doesn't deserve this or doesn't deserve that, or it's just a charity, it'd be one thing. But we all know Slot does not do charities. And 2, there had to have been some evaluation to say that this player means something. Mohamed Salah would not have come out and said that this player is the second, just other than Bobby, he's a player that opens up the pitch so incredibly for him, as in it was ridiculous. He makes the runs. He keeps people. He has to keep all the center halves honest, and it opens up the pitch for our wingers, and that is you need to have.
For me, all what you've said, right, and you as well, Rods. All what you've said about him is a prerequisite. He's a professional footballer, a professional. For me, I'm telling you, it's
I know you just called him an amateur.
That's just standard. What he does is standard. What? Tell me what ability he has. What no one else has, and like, oh my God, you know what? He's got that, and that's it. No one else has got it.
What abilities he have? You can't really. I mean, like it's difficult. It's difficult to teach.
Give me something like
I was going to say it's difficult to teach. It's difficult to teach pace and not near impossible. Most people say you can't teach height, you can't teach pace, you can't really teach.
These are natural things that come to you. I'm telling you, what do you have? What no one else has.
But those are things that I'm not saying no one else has them, but I'm saying that these are things that he excels at.
What is world class about him? If you feel like, because you're.
I never said he's world class. I never said that Darwin Nunez is world class. I've never said once that he's world class.
But I'm just saying, I'm giving you something. What would you? Okay, what's the best thing about him? What's his best attribute? You give me his best attribute.
The best attribute that I think he has is the fact that he can change. The fact that he can change a game. You might not think that, but he can.
How many times did he change the game? You can count on one hand probably. In the years he's been here.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. Okay. One of the major reasons why we went and got the player was because of the way he changed the game when we played him. When we played against him in the Champions League, the reason why he caught Klopp's eye, because you asked me the question. Yeah. The reason why he caught Klopp's eye was because of how this player was so dynamic on their team that he changed the game. And he thought to himself, that would be a nice component to have. I know, again, I'm not saying that he might never be a false 9 in his life. And I'm not saying that he should be. But what I am saying What I am saying is that players like himself do bring contributions. If you bring contributions to the team, I am about it, and I'm going to support you on those things. I'm not. He's not a negative. He is a positive.
I really think that game with the game that when we played against us. That's when Kanai. That was a terrible game. He had like 3 out of 10.
How are you going to make it back?
Game. He had a terrible game.
You are just something.
You know what it is?
Rubbish that game.
It's just my luck.
It was rubbish.
I'm just, you know what it is, guys. You know what it is. I'm just shocked. Like we're saying, he's a good player. He ain't a good player. Guys.
You know what it is?
No, everyone says he's not.
It's like what Anton said. Like, bring me something that stands out in his game, and we can't even bring anything. That shows what kind of a player he is.
You know what it is?
I just said. You asked me things. I named 3 things. I said he has pace. He has physicality. The biggest difference. No, not everyone. First of all, not everyone has pace. You can tell the difference between Nunez's pace and
strikers. In terms of strikers, like that's quality. They all got paces. They all got pace.
Does not have
pace. He has pace.
Hata does not have the same pace. Hata does not have the same pace as Nunez.
Jota's got some sort of pace. Jota's got some sort of pace.
You're gonna say Jota is as fast as Nunez? No. And on top of that,
he's as fast as, but he has got pace. He has got pace. I've seen him run past players all the time, really.
Okay. Blessed up, bros. Anyway.
Yeah. Bless up.
I'll pop up with this picture of Darwin.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know,
can I just add though?
I'm just shocked that we're talking about Darwin. Like he's in a pedestal of a good player. Like he ain't that good.
Bro.
We've tried 3 seasons. We paid 85 million for a striker that doesn't score goals. What does that tell you?
He plays 64 million. He plays 64 million for a player. And also, I get it.
He's terrible.
You know what it is though, bro? What it is with me?
Go on, JK. Go on, bro.
What it is with me with Darwin, it's like this. All of us have played Sunday League football.
Yes.
And in the weeks when your manager says, you know what, lad, you're on the bench, you're going to be pissed off. And what happens the week after? You're on the bench again. Then the manager says, you know what, you're playing on Saturday. And you're like, fucking yeah, I'll give it. And what happens? You come off after 60 minutes and your manager is like, next week, you're not playing again. And this is Darwin Nunez' career with Liverpool. He's never been consistently chosen with 10 games after each other.
Exactly, man.
And the time he came in that week, where we played Newcastle and PSG, Darwin was going into them 2 games with a goal, 2 goals, and win a penalty. I'm thinking, this guy's going to be ready for the PSG game. And what happens? Yota comes in. And that's it with Darwin. That's for me, the only reason why. If Darwin was playing for me and I was manager of Liverpool, that guy would be scoring goals. Why? We don't play with a 9. Like number 9 is the main guy. Salah is our main guy. Everyone looks to him, give him the ball. The number 9's guy on his own, not doing nothing. And that's why for me, when you're going to play a striker, you got to feed the brother. You know? And we've never done that for Darwin. Remember that Real Madrid goal?
I think that was
flick. That's what Darwin Nunez is all about.
No, they don't want to remember. They don't want to remember the
good times.
What was the good times? They don't want to remember Newcastle. They don't want to remember Bournemouth. They don't want to remember Forest. They don't want to remember. They don't want to remember. They don't want to remember PSG. They don't want to remember. They don't remember those things.
12 man. 1 second. 12 man. 12 man. Yeah.
Guys. 1 second. Let James speak. Let James speak.
I know. I'm going to say something quick. I'm going to say quick. Yeah. When you say they. Right, make sure you.
Yes, I know.
What you're talking about? Yeah?
I got you.
Okay.
No, we're on the right side. We're on the right side of the screen, so that's why.
Okay.
Go on, Jamie. What's going on, brother? You good?
Yeah, you good, guys? I was just catching you. I was just sitting here eating a pizza, bored at me arse. Saw you was on. So, you know what I mean? How is everyone though? You all good?
Can't complain, fella.
Everyone all right? So what are we chatting about?
Actually, sorry, I can complain. These guys are saying that Darwin Nunez is a good player when he's absolutely shite. He's shite, mate. He's shite.
So are we still having Darwin discussions in 2025?
Yeah. Zerki and the other lad who plays for Man United are bullshit. They're whack. Like they are whack strikers. Give me a goal they've scored. Zerki and the other lad, Holland. Darwin has done things but the guys never played 10 games after each other, and hence why for me, I've got time for Darwin. If he was playing for me, I'll make that guy rip teams apart. Why? Because I'll give him the confidence to do that.
How many games has he had 90 minutes? JK, Tom, how many times have you wanted to see him just play 90 minutes in a game to get into the flow of it? And yet he's either being used as a sub, as an impact sub, or he's being utilized as a player that's getting subbed off.
Guys, you're not seeing the signs. You're not seeing the signs. He's not good enough. That's why.
I know. A lot
that's
of
the
people.
personality clash for me. That Slott's had a lot of personality clashes over the season. Look how many guys Slott's fucked around with this season. Klopp, one thing he was a gem at was keeping it sweet with everyone. Yeah. And them guys are cool with him. They're like, okay, the boss has said that, I'm not playing, cool. But Darwin, when he got a game, he gave 100%. Slott's a different type of animal. He don't give a fuck. If you don't like that, you're out. You know? I don't really like that because for me, if we win the
Champions League,
if we win the Champions League, the League Cup, and the Premier League this season, I'll say, you know what, lad? Slot did it the right way. But you know what? That week where we needed Slot to think a little bit like a fan, he didn't do it.
Whoa, hang on. Time out here. We're criticising Slot because he didn't win a lot. Says please Darwin Nunez. Now let's forget about it.
No, nothing to do with Darwin Nunez. It's just like that week. Come on, man.
Let's forget.
We had the chance to win.
I've never heard anything so mental in my life. We won.
That's because you're not hearing it right. You're not hearing it right.
This is what I'm saying, Jamie. Look,
I don't care. I don't care about all that.
Let's turn the clock back.
God.
Why did he play Jota against PSG?
Because he doesn't like Darwin. He's not. He's kind
Darwin
of
gave
player.
him 2 goals. Okay. Gave him 2 goals and won a penalty the 2 games before.
It's true.
That's
my dad helped me get born in the world. I don't like my dad. Do you know what I mean? Things happen, man. Things happen.
That's not my heel tear, brother. That's not
Darwin. Look. I understand people's love for Darwin. I get it. Yeah, he's a trier. And he is a trier. But
God loves a trier.
At the end of the day, Arne Slot doesn't rate him, and he doesn't rate him for whatever reason it is. We don't know because we're not inside. We don't know what happens behind the curtain.
Eye test.
So we only ever see what happens on the pitch. Behind the curtain, we don't know what he's like. Yeah, but for whatever reason it is, Slot don't really rate him that highly, and the proof's in the pudding. It's worked. Darwin's not that guy for Liverpool. He hasn't been since he came to Liverpool. He's a good. I'm not saying he's a terrible, awful footballer. He's got good traits about his game, but he's just not.
He runs.
He's not that. He's not that guy. He's just not that guy. And he's got to be. I think it's best now for him to leave the football club. It's obvious that mentally, I think Darwin's broken. I also think Darwin's a bit of a child. If I'm honest, I think he's a bit of a man baby. I think he's got a lot of growing up and mature. I think he's got a lot of growing up and maturing to do. And he needs out the club now for his own sanity as well, because I don't think he's mentally right at the moment. He needs a breath. He needs to go somewhere and do his. Look, because he did it at Portugal, and that is true. He did do it at Portugal. I've always said this: you can be a good player but play in the wrong league. You can be a good player but play in the wrong league. So
and you get the best ever YouTube reel of all time. It was Darwin Nunez at Benfica. I'm sorry, it's the worst. Oh my god, it's so bad. You know them. I don't know if I've never seen dating apps. I can imagine in the dating app, and you've got this bird, and she's looking nice. She's clicking through, and it's all nice. And when you see her, and she's dead, and she's rubbish. I'm sorry, Darwin is that guy. He's so rubbish. I hate his hair. I hate his smile. I hate everything about him. He's rubbish. I can't stand him. He misses all the chances, and then he's smiling. I'm like, what are you smiling for?
Thumbs up afterwards,
Yeah, with that slick back hair.
No, he's embarrassed. That's why. Yeah, he's
rubbish.
You could defend. Listen, guys, you could defend the guy as much as you want, but he's just not a Liverpool player. We're just being honest about it.
That's
time to go. It's time to go.
The way
nothing wrong with that, but I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But look at Man United, Zirkzee and the other lad. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's what people don't.
Also, can I just
Go on.
say one thing? So, like, because hopefully Jamie can hear what I'm saying, but I think JK was not saying anything that you just you asserted that he said. If anything, what he was trying to emphasize is that we don't play with a outright number 9 for this formation or for this system, and yet he doesn't get real starts. He doesn't get a good number of starts. Mm-hmm. You talked about him not rating, and yet you said accurately that none of us are behind the scenes except for I am in the room, but I mean still in the building, but still none of us are in the rooms where they make the decisions. And what I can say is that we've heard Slot say that he would start Hata as many times as he can, period. Like, as in, he rates Diego Hata or Yata, how do you pronounce it?
Diego Hata or Yata or Yata, how do I pronounce it?
Okay.
I know, I hear that. As highly as he does, to the point where even though we watched Hata get manhandled in that PSG game, and as soon as Darwin came in, it was night and day difference in how we were able to progress the ball, be able to have a target in that back line or in that front line, and how we were able to get that goals, because Darwin Nunez was not going to get muscled out or physically pushed out of his spot by that back line. He has more physicality than Hata, and he was able to show that. And in that game, exactly what JK was trying to say is that what was your reward for showing that you tactically make a better option on the pitch. And then we won against PSG again, and he went back to the same tactic. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to get off. Exactly. Don't try to turn people's words around. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's why I'm emphasizing that people might have a preference at the 9. They might not like the player. They might have an agenda. Might have an agenda against the player. Okay, but I'm trying to keep some levity in it. But that's why I'm emphasizing that you can't say that there's not a difference. There's points of what I'm trying to get across. We saw also, not even before the PSG game, in the Southampton game. You want to talk about tactics? That's the part and reason why I was getting so upset, is because you could argue that Darwin Nunez is the best player on that pitch against Southampton that game before PSG. And also, if you're going to emphasize utilizing different players or this or that, we could have utilized different players in that game to have a better squad that's more properly rested and ready for PSG that next game. And
exactly.
That's why, if anything, there's parts of what you're saying is that I agree with. Darwin's not going to be with this team most likely next year. And I don't have a problem with that because of people's perceptions of the player that aren't, I think, personally accurate and weighing him on a scale that is properly accurate.
I love it though. I love it.
Passion, that's all. I have the passion.
I love the fight. I love the again. I love that.
I would rather have syphilis than Darwin Nunez. Do you know what I mean? That is what I'd rather have. He's one of the, for me, he's one of the worst strikers Liverpool have ever had.
I wouldn't go that far, but
he's not
so bad.
He had one good year in his whole career. He's had one good year in his whole career. That season when we bought him, that was his only good year in his whole career.
Why?
Before that,
he was playing every bloody game.
It doesn't matter how many games you play.
Man. If you play every game, you cannot improve.
Record does make a difference. Though.
Come on, bro. You must have played football, Jamie.
You have to play football.
If your manager how you can get better.
I have to learn how to play football.
Hold on.
No. I just got told I need to learn about football. You're bigging up Darwin Nunez.
He did not say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
he did not say that.
Oh, but Darwin Nunez is so poor, guys. I'm sorry.
I can't believe him about Darwin Nunez. JK, once again, Uncle Ross. Once Uncle.
You must have played football. He didn't say
JK, say what you want to say, bro. Go on, JK. Say what you said, JK. Go on, bro. JK, say what you want to say, bro.
It's all about football, bro. When you play football, you're not going to get good by sitting on the bench all the time. So what happened in that year? You said he's had a great season at Porto. Why? He had game time. He was playing every game, and he knew on Saturday he's the number 9 and he's going to score. What happens? He comes to Liverpool, in, out, shake it all about, do the okey-dokey, bro. And that's it.
Do you know in 23-20?
Hatta has them.
Do you know in the 2003-2004 season, the 23-24 season, he played 36 out of 38 Premier League games. This season, he's played 29 out of 38 Premier League games. In 2022-2023, he played 29 out of 38 Premier League games. In the Champions League, he played 9 matches. In 22-23, he played 8 matches. In the EFL Cup, he played all the matches. The man plays games of football. Can we stop pretending that he doesn't play enough football?
Statman. Wait, hold on, Jamie. Before you go mental, I guess.
It's just madness to me what we're doing here.
Jamie, let me ask you this then. What's the minute?
I don't care. I get you're
going to try to pivot to that.
Football.
What I am going to say is this: he could have actual caps, as like he's had games he's been in. But what are the minutes? If you might see he gets a
the Daleks are going to
you could have games. You could have that stat of saying he played in 29 games, but he hasn't played significant minutes to say, oh yeah, he's played 29 games. Full games or something.
You know what I mean, bro?
So he got 13 minutes, or he got 12 minutes in the end of
3 seconds against United.
Yeah, like come on, dude. Like throw stats out there. Like bring content.
Haaland and Kane are good. Why? They're playing every game. They know Saturdays they're in the game.
God, you just compared me to Haaland and Kane. If Darwin was anything like Haaland, if Darwin was anything like Haaland. If Darwin was anything like Haaland and Kane, he would play every minute of every game, but he's not like that. We've had 2 legendary managers at this football club, Slot and Klopp. They didn't play him enough what you want him to play. So are Klopp wrong? Is Slot wrong? I mean, are they wrong?
You just gave a statistic talking about how many games he played, and he played significant numbers in his first and second season. Okay, as in his numbers were not. If you look at his minutes were not even close to the minutes he's played this year. Yet you're going to talk about. Look at how many minutes, for instance, he played his first year and how many starts. He said he had 29 starts his first year. And look at how many minutes he played. But then he's got 29 starts, or not 29 starts, but 29 games played this year, and look how many minutes he's had. Significant difference. Therefore, that's the reason why you're going to get a significant dip off of output. And simply put, this is what I'm trying to say. I believe this is what JK is trying to say. Roz has maybe even touched on it before earlier, is that to get a run or to get runs, consistent runs, and you know you're going to be the striker game in and game out, no matter what you play like, which is what we've seen Hatta do, okay, then you're going to see a difference in a player's ability to get out of a slump or get into the run.
But the thing is,
into a run of games. And let me just land this last point. I'll end my last point. And why I can say that, you want to talk about Klopp? Klopp had the same situation. I'm not even going to remotely compare Nunez to Lewandowski. But what I am going to say is the approach that he took with Lewandowski and the amount of flack that he got about trying to play Lewandowski into form, despite the fact that he was playing horribly. He sat down with Lewandowski and told him that he believed in him, that he was going to trust and look past the headlines. And he kept giving them runs and runs and runs, and eventually it clicked. That's what JK is trying to emphasize.
I hear you. But let me just come back at that, yeah? So I'm looking at the 23-24 season, which is Jurgen Klopp's last season, yeah? Right? Darwin Nunez played 2,045 minutes, yeah, and got 11 Premier League goals, right? He played 2,045 Premier League minutes and got 11 Premier League goals. In the same year, 23-24, Chris Wood played 1,800 minutes and got 14 Premier League goals. So can we stop with all this? If you play games, you'll get better. It's a nonsense.
Okay, so again, Jamie, what system does Chris Wood plays a false 9? Does Chris
No,
Wood play in a false
striker? Darwin plays as a striker. Darwin plays as a striker. He plays off the edge of the shoulder. That's why he's offside so much. If Darwin played as a false 9, he wouldn't be off the edge of a shoulder all the time, getting caught offside constantly.
So he's being asked to play with his back to the ball. Back to
so
the goal.
Darwin is it's always excuses for Darwin. He's not good enough. Just leave it.
He's terrible.
Hold on.
Terrible.
One second. Yeah, I said from earlier, right? I'm not making excuses for Darwin. I said this for earlier, and if people listen to what I'm saying, man, we won't get this fucking far. And talking about
easy.
What's going on?
Hold on.
Easy, guys.
So hold on, man. Talking about one player today for nearly off an hour for one player. Darwin Nunez is not suited. Is not suited to English football. Darwin Nunez is not suited to the way Liverpool play, and that's the beginning and end of it. He goes to Spain, he goes to Portugal, he goes to Germany, he goes to Italy,
do well.
and he cooks over there. That's the beginning and end of it. We don't need to be in this long debate about how good Darwin Nunez is and how bad he is, because we already know it today.
He will never. Listen,
we already know it today. He's got something there. Is he wouldn't be important? So really,
he has got something there. He's an athlete.
Go back to Spain, or go to Italy, go to Germany, go to Portugal, and right, and you're gonna cook. You're not cooking in England. It could be the greatest player ever, but if your style does not suit the style of the country that you're playing in, right, you're not gonna get that far. Diego Forlan found that out, and many other people found that out. He's not gonna be the first. He's not gonna be the last. Do you know what I mean? Just go on the continent and you'll be fine, mate. Do you know what I mean? But now we're talking about how good this person is and how bad this person is and how many minutes he played and this and that. It's too long. You don't need to go through all that. Just ship him off to Spain, ship him off to Portugal, ship him off to France, ship him off to Germany. Do all that and get rid of the player. Same with Jota as well. Jota, at the end of the day, right? Jota is not he's not available. He's not available.
No,
so really and truly, Jota is an amazing player, but he's not available. His availability is not there. So he needs to go as well.
I think Nunez, right? I think Nunez needs to go to Italy because if Lukaku can bang, if Lukaku can bang, I'm sure he can get numbers as well, innit? I mean, like 10, 9 a season. Yeah, I'm sure.
He will play well. Look, I've always said it.
Let him go there.
I've always said it. I don't actually. I think there is something about Darwin where if he goes to another league, I think he actually be really good footballer. Some players just don't suit the leagues they're in, and then they go off to another league and absolutely bang, like a Diego Forlan and stuff like that. So Darwin's just not that player. Look, I don't even want Jota at my football club no more. I prefer Diaz as a striker to Jota right now, and I'm not even Diaz's biggest fan. So, Darwin just needs to move. We need to have a little break from Darwin. Darwin needs to get his career back going as well.
I can't even stand his name. I can't stand his name. I can't stand his hair.
From that guy, man.
I can't stand it. Please, we just leave him.
Before we go, I want to ask you guys a question. Like, who's your preference, Jamie, and obviously 12-man Anton and JK, as a striker replacement for him, like in the long term, not short term, but in the long term?
Long-term appointment. Isaac's the obvious one, isn't it? Isaac's the obvious one. I mean, I do love Julian Alvarez as well. But I don't know. I'm
talking about if you had a choice. If
I had the choice, I'd probably go Isaac. But then I don't know if. Slot's a bit funny. I don't know if he actually wants to play in that striker. Because I've got this feeling Wirtz is going to play the false 9 next season.
Wow. Why don't you go with Chris Wood?
I think I don't rate Chris Wood either. That is why I was bringing up the stat. I don't rate him either.
Because he plays in a different system, though. That's my point. He
plays in a low block where they don't take many shots, and he still scores more than Darwin. So let's not do that. Yeah.
He plays on a low. Okay, he plays on a low block where he doesn't get any service.
So he doesn't get any service anywhere near as Darwin does. Okay. Nowhere near. Salah would be on 30. Salah would be on 30 assists now if he had a different striker. We know this.
100%. 100%.
it's just Darwin's a decent player. He's just not that class. It's not a problem with it.
I don't think he's a decent player, bro. To be honest, I think he's like I said.
I think he'd be all right. I think if he goes to Spain,
I'm already moved on.
What they're saying is like playing somewhere else, he'll be better. You know what I mean? Instead
I don't even believe that.
I think if he went to Spain, I think he does well.
It's different, isn't it?
Listen,
slower football, bigger pitches. You know what I mean? You could run onto everything.
What if you go back and watch his goals at Portugal? A lot of his goals were against. You know, you got a lot of time on the ball. You can touch the ball 3 or 4 times in the box for your shoot and stuff like that. And that's why I'm not sure on Gyökeres as a signing. You know, because I'm just not sure on that level of football. It can be easy to score goals in, and the keepers are poor. I think if Darwin goes abroad in Spain and that, I think he'll get more time on the ball, bigger pitches.
You guys got too much belief in Darwin, mate. I think literally Darwin.
Anton's completely lost hope in him, man.
When he leaves Liverpool, right, he's going to go to Spain or go Italy. They're going to sack him in the first 6 months. He's dead. He's rubbish. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to come back to you guys. I said I told you, yeah. He's dead. He's nothing. He's rubbish. You're rubbish, man.
You don't actually know that for sure.
Yeah, listen.
Like I don't know for sure.
You don't know that for sure. You don't know that for sure. He's going to bang his own. Yeah, okay.
Guys, I got to go sleep in it, man, because I got to prepare for the parade. Guys, I just want to ask, like I said, I'm going to ask you guys all. Anton, who do you prefer as the next striker for Liverpool?
Not Darwin.
Come on, give me someone, Ant, man. Come on, real before we go.
Alvarez. I love Alvarez.
JK?
Isaac for me.
Uncle Rods?
Alvarez. It'll be Alvarez.
And 12th man.
My next striker would be Alvarez. I do highly rate him, and also I totally
I agree.
I totally don't agree with what you said about Forest, or even when he played for Newcastle. In Forest's system, Nottingham Forest utilized Chris Wood as a poacher. There's no way you could say that Darwin Nunez is a poacher in this system, Mr. Low Block. They focus on getting the ball to him in the box where they can utilize his finishing abilities. He's a big physical presence, and that's what they do. So don't get me with that. It's a low block, and Chris Wood just happens to like trip over balls into getting it into the goal. He's been played well because
how many goals does Chris Wood get for Liverpool then in that massive attacking team?
Is Chris Wood getting Liverpool?
No, if Chris Wood played for a striker for Liverpool and Harry,
he wouldn't get nearly. That's the whole point of why
we pull the ball back in the box constantly. Yeah, that's why I said Salah will be on so many assists. So I personally believe Chris Wood will get at least 15 Premier League goals to Liverpool, easy, in one season.
3 or 4 more than what Darwin Nunez got. So
easy, and I wouldn't have Chris Wood. So that tells you everything,
right? But also it goes to say that Chris Wood is in a different system than Darwin Nunez. That's all I was trying to get across.
No, the system that Darwin
my initial conversation never stemmed from me trying to defend Darwin Nunez solely and wholly. My initial conversation began with this system does not really create a positive environment for an outright number 9, and that's why I keep emphasizing if we're going to get a player, it has to be like a Julian Alvarez. I don't think Isak would bang in this system either. But I mean, like realistically, I think a Julian Alvarez would, because he's played a false 9 role. If we could have Bobby in this team at a younger age, obviously, but you have Bobby in this team, then I think that for slot he'd have the premier type of 9 that he would ever want. You got to have someone that creates. I'm not saying Darwin Nunez does that on the levels of a Bobby even remotely. But what I am saying is that every club has different systems that they set up their attack through. And our system does not emphasize our attack to go through our number 9. It goes through our wingers. It's the reason why we have a freaking right winger about to hit 30 goals. It's why it's also why we possibly have 2 left wingers that have had 2 of the best years they've had in the Premier League at the same time. So if you want to talk about tactics, let's have a conversation. Don't tell me about we want to talk about stats. I'm willing to go there too. But if you want to talk about whether Darwin Nunez fits the system, I already said it. He doesn't fit the system right now. And that's the reason why I don't have a problem with us replacing him as a player.
No, I agree with what both man says there. I do agree.
He's got nothing for me, my friend.
I know.
I agree with
he's just a runner. He's just a runner. He's just a runner. There's nothing good about him other than the running and the determination. There was nothing else. I'm sorry. I cannot find anything. I'm sorry, 12th man. I love you, bro.
I got you.
Anything.
I have to be that guy, though.
It's very.
Like the seesaw, I said.
Darwin just splits the fan base 50-50. But what 12th man said there is a lot of truth in it. We don't play that way, and I hear that as well. That's why I keep saying it's just best for Darwin to leave.
What about the touches when he has the ball? It's so bad. It's terrible.
I don't know how this turned into a Darwin's talk for like about an hour.
Because it's so bad. That's why it's so bad.
I just been emphasizing all year that you look how many touches has our number 9 gotten?
Yeah.
In comparison,
but when
in comparison to other years, in comparison,
but when he gets the touch, the thing is,
no, I'm saying how many touches. I'm not even talking about Darwin. I said our number 9. I said whoever our number 9 is, how many touches, comparatively speaking, does he get to other years that Liverpool have played, or even to other teams in the league? How many touches? How many times I've seen?
Everyone knows.
Hata got 12 touches in that last game.
If Jota was fit all the time, he'll play all the time. If Jota was fit, he'll play all the time. If he was fit, he'll play all the time.
Oh,
because he's a better footballer. He's a better footballer. You know what I'm saying? It's because of his injuries. You understand? With Darwin, he's available, but he's shit. That's the difference.
But the manager don't play as the number 9 is the main guy. Salah's the main guy. Everyone looked to Salah, pass it in. Jones,
but he's still part of the team, though. He's still engaged in part of the game. He still has a moment when he controls the ball or touches the ball or looks for someone to pass to. He always muffs it up. I'm sorry. There's
you don't get 33 GA if he was that person.
I'm sorry.
That's why it doesn't. For me, that doesn't mix.
That's just Jesus. That's just Jesus watching over him.
All right, guys. I'm done with Darwin now.
Wait. Can we just hear Jamie's last statement? That's all I wanted. Because Jamie did want to say something. I wanted to be.
Did I? I can't remember.
No, you did.
No, I'm just saying what you said. There's a lot of truth in it about we don't play with the main striker, and I agree. I agree. My thing with I always say with Darwin, I believe he's just a confidence player. And that's why I always say I think we might all agree with this. He's a little bit immature. He has got to grow up and mature a little bit. And I don't think the environment of Liverpool, the size of the club, I think it might just be a bit too big for him, where he's still growing up and maturing. So I think it's best for him just to leave the football club, search for that new club, get that new club, grow up a bit, and hopefully it can become the player that a lot of people think he can be, and he have a good year, and Liverpool carry on being Liverpool. It's all good, man.
Yeah, big up everyone on obviously for coming on.
Oh, big up. By the way,
great show, man.
Big up Richard Hughes as well.
Yeah, big up Richard Hughes. I was eager to say that. Yeah.
All these bums earlier and say, "Hey, Richard Hughes, don't do that thing." Yeah, well. Yeah, chill, man.
Yeah, we'll see about those frauds. Yeah, chill. They're all frauds, Jamie. I got you. I'm right there with you on that.
12 man and everybody else. So next season, obviously, we're at the end of this season. What's your expectations for
back to back?
Yeah,
back to back.
Everybody agree with that?
If we get Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes, and a striker, back to back, man. We've got the best squad in the league, if that's the case.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. It's been an interesting show. We will be back hopefully tomorrow before, obviously, the Liverpool game. And I'll be going to the parade. Are you going, Jay? Are you going?
Yeah, I'm driving down Sunday evening.
All right, man. JK, of course, is going. Uncle Roz is going.
I need to find someone.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best to sort you out, man. Don't worry about that, man.
Get me out there, bro.
So I got myself an Airbnb for Sunday, Monday.
I'll sleep in the car, bro.
About 4 months ago. That's how confident I was to win the Premier League.
Yes,
4 months ago.
What about you, Uncle Rod? You gonna go?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, he's going, man.
Oh, bless him. We'll meet up, hopefully.
Yeah, everyone safe travels and
take care, everybody.
Thank you. Be safe. Yeah, safe travels and be safe.
Appreciate everybody, man. Take care, guys.
Peace, peace.
Love everyone.